I've been tapped out, so that I've been hurt, knocked out. I mean, literally sick with the flu. And then hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Sick with the flu, and then hit with doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Literally sick with the literally sick with the literally sick with the flu. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. I've been tapped out, so that I've been hurt, knocked out. I mean, literally sick with the flu. And then hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Sick with the flu, and then hit with doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo. Hit with the doo-doo.
Fair lease, Blake.
Holy moly.
Fair lease. Where are we today, Blake?
We are at Texas Rangers opening day and seen a lot of new cars around, and it looks fun. I'd love one. And if you're in the market for a new car, go to Fairlease. And when you buy a new car, it's all about how little can you pay for this vehicle. Leasing helps you do that. And
So
Fairlease
before
will
the
handle
spot,
all.
I
He
said,
just like asked where we were, and all of a sudden.
So here's what happened. Before my voice is a little bit messed up. So before the
Oh.
spot, I said, Blake, can you start the spot? Because I didn't want the first thing people heard to be my voice.
Okay, and then he didn't.
But he started it late, and then I said Texas because they're from Texas, Fairlease.
Yeah.
And they're all about it. Texans helping Texans. You don't need to go to some big box store.
Yeah.
Who knows where they are? France? I know where Fairlease is, Texas.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that, but then you kind of,
He started doing the whole spot.
yeah. You want to give the website?
No, go ahead.
It's fairlease.org, folks. Fairlease.org.
We good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to hit the thing. You guys act like it's been an easy setup so far.
I think
Like
you
we
did-
haven't
just
been
talking about
rushing our
Fairlease.
ass off, trying to get on the air, and then you want to throw every damn curveball at me already.
I asked, and then you said yes, and then, we're new at this.
People don't want to hear about, I was getting up and my nipples are sore. They just want that baby.
Yeah, they don't want to hear about the first 90%.
Yeah. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kill.
Blake Jones.
We have Clayton here. We have Marv,
Oh, my God.
the Cosmic Cowboy, here, helping us in the role of promotions director. Right?
Yeah, I love it. This is perfect. It's the most, Arlington thing you could imagine.
We're outside.
We're outside. We're here in front of a disgusting pond, which sits in front of an unused sports complex
Boy, that is a
We're-
disgusting pond.
with the bus, with Letty's Bang Bus.
Yeah, we're at the legendary bus.
I mean, you think Wrigley. You think, Camden. Oh, that's probably a bad one. But the parade was right here, dude. Can you feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Four-door Toyota Tundra featuring Ezekiel Duran drove right by here.
Here, throw that headset on there, Letty.
Right.
So, yeah, we were out here last year. We were broadcasting inside the bus
Yes.
and not live streaming. We think we're live streaming today in some way, shape, or form. No? Audio?
Yeah.
Audio only? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're streaming audio on YouTube.
I think Clayton gave me this tired, harried look. I don't know.
I think this went well.
I guess we're not live streaming video, but we are on video, and we will have this video out for you later, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
If you're wondering.
We stressed Blake out, but I
what's
think
Dan's-
it went well.
What's Dan's fit today? I know that's a big thing.
Yeah,
On the
and
internet?
I wasn't really going to bring it up, but you're right. It is a big thing. It's a weird fit, brother.
You think what I'm wearing is weird? Well, it was a
It's-
little chilly, and so I wanted a long sleeve shirt,
Yeah.
and then I put on my Rangers jersey over it. But I will
Now, I love
probably
your hat.
change. Yeah, it's a Lone Star beer
I
hat.
love your hat, but Blake,
Great merch.
are you too frazzled right now to weigh in on this?
Do I look weird?
Let me see.
Describe my look.
Okay.
Why does it look weird?
Well, he's got his normal remote shorts on, which are black, like the fitness brand that starts with a V. Viore. Yeah,
Viore.
they're nice shorts, but they're not like dress shorts by any means. I have on like khaki shorts. So he's got those, of course, and then on top, he's got like a loose-fitting black long sleeve tee. All the way.
Again, chilly this morning, 60 degrees.
And cancer, a factor.
So,
you see
sun.
older,
yeah.
fair people at times. But then he's got like an oversized blue Rangers mesh spring training button-up on over it. It's just kind of an unstable color combo.
It's opening day. I had to wear Ranger stuff. But Letty made us T-shirts
I see that.
with a bus on the front and the number 69 on the back for mine. So I'm gonna change soon.
What does the back of
Awesome.
yours say?
It's just 69. His
Oh, okay.
jersey number, obviously.
Mine says DD on the BB. Get it?
What's DD?
You know that there's no chance I could drive that bus any better sober than blacked out, so it doesn't matter. It would still be the same. How'd the bus do today?
You know what? Fired right up, and it was smooth sailing. I mean, we were a little late. I told Blake he kept moving the data. I was like the time up, and I was like, Blake, look, man, there's like 30 people on this thing. It's an effort to get everybody there. I mean, we're drinking Bloody Marys in the parking lot, so it's a lot to just get loaded.
So let's reset what this bus is.
Oh my God!
This
This
all right.
bus. There's Jim Knox driving by. Wow, he gets himself a golf cart.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
I had to walk all the way over.
We reached out to Jim before he kind of did the Rangers Nation thing, and we kind of thought we were going to get cucked on that deal. But he was like, no, I told you guys I was coming. We're in. So the bus was, we all went to UNT. We played lacrosse, and our coach who donated his time, Coach Carl, was very much so like, hey, we need to travel together. We need to do something. So we bought this old school bus. He paid for it. He wanted me to clarify that from last year. He was really upset. But $2,000. It's been in the family since.
Bought the whole bus for $2,000.
What was the other option?
Yeah.
About half of it?
No, Tracy over there, she researched it forever. She's saying 3,000. Sorry.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So we had it. We had a partition in there so everybody could hang out. We made road trips to games and stuff, and then we tried to pass it on to the next team. They had no interest at all.
Oh, that's always super tough when you think you have like a really cool tradition.
I mean,
and
kids
you try
these
to give
days,
it to
right?
the next generation. They're like, "You're gay."
Yeah, that's basically what it was. We need Steve Novella here, which, by the way, his surrogate is here with us, by the way.
That's the weirdest shit
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
What does
Small,
that mean?
small world.
It means that Steve Noviello's son came out of her vagina.
Yeah, she's here somewhere.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, we'll
I wanna
introduce
meet
you
her.
later. Yeah,
I got to meet
yeah.
her.
So anyway, but yeah, so then Tracy's dad took the bus. Was like, well, I'll steward the bus. He added the rooftop, and he did bicycling. He was retired, went all over the country with it, and he used to come every day. This is the 25th year we've had the bus. So
This is the anniversary day.
yeah, it's pretty big deal for us. So anyway, it's always a little clench your asshole a little bit getting here.
I
Obviously,
feel
we
you.
have you guys coming. We got 100 people depending on a good time, and it's
And so,
always
so knowing it's opening day, knowing you've scheduled us, you've scheduled Jim Knox, everything's going to revolve around this. You decided I'm going to start it up that morning. Let's see if it works.
we started it the day before. Let's be fair.
Somebody did go try it yesterday?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we got it to the neighborhood the day before. And
I
then-
checked in with him the other day, just like how we doing?
Yeah. We
So the
meet,
day before, even that is kind of...
I mean, I have a mechanic at work. We kind of somewhat drive it around the yard a few times, but yeah, we don't really put
And
it
who
on
was
the
it?
road.
Your wife or somebody told me you called her yesterday afternoon with this shirt idea, and they printed me up some shirts.
Yeah. Tracy hooked us up with the shirts real
Yeah.
quick. I
So
just
you're
wanted
not-
y'all to have something.
You're kind of big on planning because we knew this was happening, but
I don't think he's kind of big on planning. I mean, it might not always go off without a hitch.
Look,
but
the
I
guy
think
over there
he's
shaking
really
his
into
head,
planning.
Jason. Yeah, he gets our tickets every year. I mean, this is a big group. I think we're up to 65 tickets, 80 tickets a year we put together. The Rangers have been awesome. We've had our group tickets since 06. So, again, it's a big group effort. And then getting out here, you saw getting set up is a lot. Just get umbrellas up, chairs up, beer bongs up. I don't know if you guys are ready, Jake, if you want to relapse.
we appreciate the tent. Although it does look like the sun is moving.
This guy.
I know.
Don't wear a
Aim it to
long
me.
sleeve black shirt when it's going to be 80.
Well, it wasn't 80 when I put this shirt on, and you bought me a shirt, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to change.
No, the world needs Letties.
Can we move this tent if we
We
need
can
to?
No,
definitely-
we're not moving the tent.
We can definitely move it.
We can if we need to, and the sun.
We'll follow the sun.
There's cameras and lights, and you'll be fine.
we're going to be fine. You're going to be fine is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for being here.
So this is like a crossover event, though. I also see Wire Will and
The Grapevine Colleyville Dads Club is here.
I see Lee McDowell. Like, what's the deal?
I
This
don't
is like
think-
Chicago
They showed up
PD and-
because of you guys. I don't know why or
It is
will.
exactly
Chicago
like that.
We know-
Fire. It's like I thought this was
Yeah.
Letty's bus.
We
and
know
now all of a
Mike
sudden-
Adams, but I don't know Wire Will. That's a celebrity
know
out of
Wire
our
Will?
reach. That's a celebrity
Okay.
out of our reach for sure.
Dumbzone Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I wonder if I supplied anything for his rebuild on his firehouse, but I'll talk to him off there. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys need a Lincoln build.
Yeah.
You guys are getting liquored up early, man. I was concerned
opening
about
day.
that.
All right, so we have a rollout bar in the neighborhood. We pull out. So we all had, we start with Bloody Marys as we're loading the bus because there's a chance we may have to push this thing, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
So we want to be liquored up a little bit to just enjoy the experience, right?
Blake, I was talking to you yesterday. Like, I was worried that are people going to be really into it? I mean, last year the game started later, but if the game starts at 3, are people going to be drinking when we're there at 10? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. Cheers.
You were drinking well before that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pace yourself, obviously.
Yeah. Looks like you're not really doing that.
No, he's
I'm a big
rolling.
guy. I'm
you
all right.
You are
No,
okay.
Yeah.
a beer is pacing
A
himself.
guy, I was gonna say, a guy who looks like this.
That's not his first one.
A guy who looks like this can drink those consistently for the next 10 hours.
He's not wrong.
That's how he gets his
There's
water.
just no, and
Okay,
you'll
so
never
that
know.
is his light.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is. You'll never know.
I
Our
purposely
friend
stopped
Bo-
drinking the craft beer.
Bo is cut from the same cloth.
Okay.
You
so
turn
it's,
around
it's
and he's
not
got
that
a-
he's not drinking hard liquor, so
You turn around and he's got an empty case of beer and is sober.
yeah. Okay.
Not a
Well,
lot
thanks
of-
for having us
yeah.
again. Also, you know that Letty is the guy that purchased the Dumbzone table skirt for us many
Wow.
Yeah, you guys look real official.
many
we
moons
do.
ago. I think.
Yeah. After last year, I was like, can we do something?
In fact, I think that's what it was. Yeah, we were here on the bus,
Yeah, you were
and
you
then
were on
we
the
did
bus.
the 420 event at the movie theater.
yeah,
and
and
by
I was
then
like,
we
come
had a
on,
thing.
man. Like, let's look like we know what we're doing, right?
We're getting there.
Our people lift us up.
Yeah.
I went to that concert I was telling you about last night, Dan, where the band returned after being canceled when the lead singer, who was in his late 20s at the time, was found to be sexting and sending nudes to a 15-year-old. The band, brand new. I think this stuff all went down in like 2018.
And the guy's like 40 now.
yeah.
Well, how old was he then?
Mid 20s, late 20s.
Okay.
So yeah, they have not really played. They definitely not live, and I don't think
Was
they-
this the first comeback?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the first time they had toured.
Where was it?
It was at the Bomb Factory. Which the weird thing is, I went home, blew up my house,
They've brought it back. The
I
name
know.
Bomb Factory.
and I just felt so.
Are we
into
bringing
it.
back Red River Shootout this year? Like, it seems like
Okay,
everything's brought back
I keep saying this, but I do think we need an actual list, right?
of things that are reverting.
Yes, it's John Gruden got back into the Bucks Ring of Honor,
Ah, okay.
which was weird.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, it wasn't so bad now in hindsight. That's one. There's a list we can put together here. But so yeah, they came back and
Took
played.
Jackie Robinson off the government website.
It can go
Yeah.
both ways.
Yeah.
This is a band that I was a fan of. I wouldn't say I was like a diehard, but they had one album that I was very, very into, and I haven't listened to them in a while, to be honest. And over the last couple of weeks, after a listener offered me tickets, I kind of started soaking in their music and just listening to it a lot, which I don't really do. I don't know about you, but I don't really listen to music outside of exercise or walks anymore. I don't listen to music in my car at all. At home, my wife might put on some ambient
I do if I'm
stuff,
with my
but-
kids, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
weird. So I'm actually just like diving back into this album. And hindsight's 2020, but I was reminded that it seems like most of these songs are really kind of about the nervous energy of having sex when you're like right at the end of puberty. Where you're like 17, 18. And
Or
you're
she
like,
is.
You're not sure if you're allowed
even
to do
if just
thi-
she is, that's fine.
But you know what I mean? Like that, the songs are about like, I don't know what's okay. Like this is a weird time. I'm nervous to have sex. I'm describing like shaking. And now, like, I listen to it, I'm like, well, yeah, because you were committing a crime.
Yeah, okay.
Those girls, those were 7th graders. Your hand should have been shaking as you slid your hand down her hip and felt her. Like, he's describing, like, how, and I remember at the time being like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on either. Sex this is weird.
Well,
I'm
then you're
nervous
both
too.
shaking, yeah.
The difference is that I wasn't.
He's shaking because of the illegality of it,
Yeah,
and
I was
she's
just
shaking
nervous.
because it's her first time.
Yeah, it's different when you listen to the songs now.
Did you go alone?
I went with TC.
Okay.
But we met a few listeners. One guy who had driven up from Austin. He was a debate coach in Austin.
Oh.
20-year high school debate coach. Met another couple people. A guy named Eric who pointed out their faces were like almost completely covered by light. You really never saw them. And they really, he's the guy. It's his band. He never really spoke.
What are you saying? I don't
Like
understand.
in between songs and before and after, you're
Oh, he
familiar with
didn't
the idea of going to a band, see
Banter
a band.
with the crowd?
No.
It was just that we're playing our songs.
Yeah, and he did have one moment towards the end where for about 30 seconds he did the music has gotten me through some really tough times in my life, and I'm glad to be here and grateful for everyone. I love my bandmates. Thanks for coming. But there was no like, hey, it's good to see everyone after I got called a pedophile.
So
There
no
was
joking about it? There's
So
no,
TC and I kept talking to each other like, is there a joke he could make?
like a Ted Cruz did it right after he left for Cancun.
Yeah, like is
He
there
then
a,
went on stage later and kind of joked about that.
Man,
like if he went on stage and was like, this song right here is 15 years old. You know I love it.
thought it was 17 in Texas. You know?
Are there
Thank you,
jokes
Dallas.
about it he could make? And I don't think that there are. So he went with nothing. There's a band that disappeared for a decade and didn't really engage, kept his eyes down, or kept the lights down. And I was wondering, what if someone yells at him? And we determined the crowd would turn on you. Because if you're there, you're already
You're
like,
supporting.
Not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Or at least art and artist, whatever. However, I did witness one phenomenon last night. I'm happy to report that there is a backlash to people with phones at concerts. Because this crowd is older. Like, I was thinking, I wonder if there are any 18, 19-year-olds that are into this band like we were at that age. The answer appears to be no. It's all people that are in their 35 and older. And as they came out and the lights came up, there were probably, I was pretty far to the back because they turned out to be GA seats. I think I told you they were balcony.
Okay.
That's what was relayed to me. Might not have gone, but I'd already committed once the guy said GA, so just went, toughed it out with the back. But we were like towards the back, so if maybe 50 phones go up, and within 10 seconds, there are not one guy, two guys, there's half a dozen guys. Put your fucking phone up! Put your phone up!
Really?
And then one, you're 45 years old!
He's got a point.
Put your phone up! And like, it's growing. And people are booing. And then now, the next time the lights come down and up and there's a moment for it, people bring the phones up, they start yelling, no, shut the fuck up, I'll keep my phone up.
Oh, wow.
We got a thing.
A little Civil War.
I got my phone out and tried to record it, but it was just towards the end of it, and it didn't come back up for a few songs. But it was definitely a present thing of people just yelling.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a weird show. They didn't play a couple of their biggest hits because they just didn't do an encore. I'm fine with no encore. Usually you play your hits. But in hindsight, his hits are, if you listen to them, they're pretty gross. Biggest hits are...
So is that why he shied away
it's-
from the more egregious?
It's tough not to think that's the
Lyrics?
reason. Yeah. It's a weird show. I'm glad I went, but it was...
Every time you go to a show lately, you come back and say it was weird. Tom Green was weird.
Shane Gillis
Shane
was
was
weird.
weird.
I'm just reporting what I see.
Yeah.
Piven was pretty regular, other than just, like, the racial dynamic of it, but...
So is this band What's it called? One
Brand new.
Direction?
What a dick.
Yeah.
What is it?
One Direction.
Brand
It's the
new.
One Direction of your era, right?
It's not even like close to that.
Brand new. Is
No.
their comeback like the Bomb Factory being relabeled? Like, do they fall into that? Like, hey, we can come back now.
Unfortunately,
We can call it Bomb Factory
I
now.
think yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's probably as left as the day is long, right? But it does appear that there's a little hole in the line for him to creak through. It's been opened up by culture recently.
Is Gay Not Gay on that list?
Of course it is.
Okay. I like the list.
Yeah, of course
Thing.
it is. Oh, I've seen a few other ones. Yeah, it was an it was an interesting night. And then Blake's house fell down.
For real?
Almost.
What happened to you?
So Wednesday night at about 9:30, it starts raining really hard, out of nowhere. Like I had no idea it was even
Yeah,
supposed to storm.
we got light, but it was weird rain.
You know, we really need it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, after I scalped and laid some weed and feed down, it
Oh,
didn't
that
have
must
to run my
you must have
sprinklers.
Felt great.
Yep.
Yes.
Timed it right, fellas.
Yes.
But then the rain started to turn to hail, and before long, I was getting hit by some Pro V1s.
Oh, golf ball size. Were you under the squall line? You must have been.
I don't. It was tough to tell where the squall line was.
Yeah.
But yeah, my house got pelted, and apparently Wiley, McKinney, Grand Prairie, South Dallas all got hit with some pretty nasty hail. And so then the next, in looking out of my window, it looked like it was snow. Like there was so much hail, it was insane. And so I get up the next morning and I leave. I kind of see some of the damage. You know, there's just leaves all over the place. Just looks like a windstorm just rolled through. And when I get back to my house at about 8 o'clock, there are 5 roofing companies walking my neighborhood.
Oh, boots on the ground. I like it.
And this was the first hail I had gotten in any house I've ever had, so I was not prepared for what was coming. And so at about 8:15, the first guy comes up. I'm like, nah, I got a guy. 8:30, another company guy comes up. No.
Do they just park like the mail person and then just canvas on foot?
Yeah, I've seen, pest companies do this,
Yeah.
or solar companies where a truck will let 4 guys out in a neighborhood and then they scatter and they'll hit the whole neighborhood. I've seen that, but I haven't seen the degree of this before. Where yesterday I got 7 business cards for roofing companies.
Damn.
But
You ever had a job like that, Dan? Like a door, not like as a kid or anything, but as a door-to-door. I just mean not for youth sports, but you got to go to the door, knock, and hey, tree trim company.
No.
God, I
Have you done that?
No, and I had friends that did, man. And it's the summer, and it's just
The
just brutal.
the rate of return, the hit rate must be really low on that.
Yeah.
it's got to be.
Yeah.
But I think if they hit 1.
Yeah, the investment is very low. It's
Yeah.
minimum wage in printing.
Even doing the neighborhood walk about the politics thing we did, that felt like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was out in my front yard doing some stuff anyway, and so I would see these people approaching. And I'm established the run guy, but I'm not to the point where I'm going to be a dick to somebody just to get them away from me.
Nah,
Like,
you know what that is? That's okay because that's just you respecting a hardworking American,
And I feel for
which
him.
RTB guy does.
And as soon as we make eye contact, he knows and I know the situation. He has to do this. I have to hear him out a little bit. I'm in need. I probably already have somebody, but he's got to do his song and dance anyway. And so it's just a whole, I'm sorry, I got a guy. Let me take your card. Let me at least do that for you. But
Do you actually have a guy?
I do. And
Okay.
so as I was getting pelted by hail, I texted our good friend Brian Evans over at Qualis Roofing and said, I'm going to need an appointment tomorrow at some point.
There it is.
And so they were over there at about noon. And, I was just, it's one of those things, kind of like buying an engagement ring, where you have no idea of what you're looking at when you first go in there. But as soon as somebody says, this is what you're looking for, you turn into an expert.
yeah.
Because I was looking at my roof thinking, I don't know, I don't think it's that damaged. And then once Qualis' guy came out and pointed to me, I was like, you know what, that is a lot of damage.
Yeah, ooh, look
I
at
think
this damage.
we're gonna need a new roof.
You should have made the guys in the neighborhood do like a bachelorette type thing.
All right, line up.
Let's see what you got.
What can you do for me?
Yeah.
No, but fence is gonna need repair. Garage
Oh.
door got dinged. Gonna need a new roof. Solar panels made it. That's good. But yeah, Qualis
Thanks,
made
Elon.
it easy, and
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was raining, so your TV wouldn't work.
That's right.
Yeah. So he asked me who's my home insurance through. I said I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah, he helped me with the filing the claim. They're gonna do their appraisal walk later in the week. It's a bunch of stuff that I have no idea about, and so I'm really glad Brian and Qualis is gonna take care of it for
No,
me.
Qualis will they are great. They're great like that, and they've been around. They're not I don't think they're walking door to door through the neighborhoods.
Yeah,
No.
But,
it's very ambulance chaser.
They are kind of like the Paralysis Foundation when Christopher Reeve got thrown from a horse. Qualis is not that upset if they see a hailstorm went through Wiley.
No, you're right. You're right. Hail is to Qualis what Magic Johnson was to AIDS.
Yeah.
So Qualis now, if you get a new roof,
Hail is the Qualis. No, hail is the AIDS.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well, no.
Wait,
'cause,
no,
I mean,
Magic wasn't happy.
No, AIDS was happy.
AIDS, the AIDS like foundation or whatever.
Yeah,
They're
I think
trying
I
to
got
stop
it.
not AIDS.
Well,
AIDS itself, that'd be like saying cancer.
all news is good news.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, Blake. Go
so
ahead.
if you get a new roof through Qualis, of course they'll pay for your sit-in.
This is not even
but
actually a spot, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
I was talking to Brian. Their new thing now is with a roof, you can get a sit-in, or you can get a brand new Traeger grill,
What?
which is pretty sweet.
Do you know how
And
much better that is than our show?
So they gave you that?
It's like not even
it's kind of
close.
I don't know. It's kind of similar, but let me say this. So if you got hit by hail, have them out, get a new roof. I
Like
get it.
physically?
Will you just let me finish? Damn. If you get the new roof through Qualis, I get a $250 referral fee.
Fantastic.
If you tell me that you signed up because you heard about it from me, I will give you that $250 if you get a new roof through Qualis.
Dang.
So you get yes, I'll give you the $250. I'll give you my $250 referral.
What are we
You'll
doing
get a
here?
Traeger grill and you get a new roof that's paid for by your insurance. It's a hell of a deal, guys.
What is going on here? Everybody's got side deals now. I can see why the ticket was mad at us. You can't do your own thing.
Oh,
So now we have
man.
Blake is working a thing where he gets a reference.
There's not.
I'm helping.
There's not a good chance, but there's also not a 0% chance that we're not all in jail for tax fraud in like the next 4 years.
Not me.
No.
I don't know.
Well,
Some of
probably
those
me.
phone calls, I'm like, anyways.
So I'm getting a new roof.
Good for you and good for Qualis.
Yes. Thank you, Qualis.
Yeah. You getting a rainbow-colored one?
It'll match my kid's
Hell yeah, dude.
leotard for gymnastics.
Hell yeah.
So, as far as the Jim Knox situation, I see Jim Knox showed up. Is he cool to?
So he's doing a little roaming for his.
Is he cool to not join us until like noon?
Yeah, I told him to
Or
come back at
12:30?
I told go do some push-ups, come back at noon.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you guys
he's ripped.
He is cut.
like
Season of the
hone
cut.
in on stuff like this or not, but I want to talk about his body. Because it's changed a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, like he's still ripped, but you guys can see he's not as bulky as he used to be. I'm just going to ask him about protein intake, compound sets. I feel like he had a roid hair. Or at
Oh.
least like outwardly
I
looked
thought he
like.
owned a gym, so he's probably not gonna.
Well, he's still
own up
like
to that.
crazy in shape. He just looks slicker. He had like a Hockley thing going on.
I have some sports for you today,
Let's do it.
and it's going to be brought to us by Community Mechanical. So that's the HVAC company. Actually, they also do a. They'll do a sit-in for you. So if you end up getting a new HVAC system with them. Now, I don't know if they have a side deal with Blake. Like if Blake tells you to call Community Mechanical.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because my AC unit outside, the condenser coil got knocked off by the hail. So Travis is going to come to my house Friday, and if you sign up, I don't have anything here, but Community Mechanical is also helping out too if you got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be at my house in the next couple of days installing a mini split in the mini Dragon Den. So go check him out. It's our buddy Travis over there, communitydfw.com. You can text him really at any time. Just hit him with a U up, sup, A/S/L, bra size, at 469-667-7290, communitydfw.com. What you got for me? I have some baseball.
Oh, you want to start with that? Because I have football.
Yeah, I want to start with your football.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I really wasn't prepared. So this kind of went viral yesterday and was, from what I saw, poo-pooed by the Dallas media. So I really hope this does happen. It'd be great. But it was Bruce Drennan, a Cleveland sports radio legend, had a thought about the Browns and Cowboys working on a trade. And I'm watching this, Bruce Drennan, and I'm thinking, how old is Bruce Drennan? He is the Norm of Cleveland.
Okay.
Okay, he's the Norm Hitchcock of Cleveland. In that, when I was a little kid, he was the play-by-play voice on TV for the Indians, and then he would host a sports talk show. And he was not Pete Franklin, who was my king and leader, but he was also on probably the same station as Pete Franklin doing some sports talk. And I would call him and try to record the call, and I would try to work in like people's names that I knew.
Oh, classic.
So my cousin's name is Rich Ward. And so my cousin would be listening at home, and I'd say, "Hey, I'm going to call Pete Franklin." And I'd sit on hold, and well, here's what it would sound like.
You're on 3WE. Welcome.
Oh, what do you think of Rich Ward? Do you know who he is?
No. Who is he?
Do you like that voice?
I love it. How old? How old? You sound younger than 10.
I don't know. Probably, yeah.
No. Who is he?
He's a minor leaguer for the Indians in Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
I think he's got 5 home runs already. You think they could call him up?
No. I don't think that any minor leaguer out of Buffalo is the answer for the Indians. Not anyone on the Buffalo Bisons. They got to have some legitimate power hitters. They're not going to find it in their minor league system, or they'd be on the big club right now.
So I want to take a moment here. Like, you're just playing this like it's, I just found this thing. This is incredible. Mm-hmm. Like, you have a call from when calling a sports talk radio. This is like Tiger on that talent show when he was a little kid.
This is what I did,
This is insane. I mean, I made prank calls, but to this degree and to still have it, like, this is the pinnacle of your work.
Yeah. So, well, that's not the only time I called him. So, and the thing about it is, you have to remember, so old-time sports radio, they just want callers.
Sure.
And then that dictates the topics. It wasn't like, we're going to talk about this today, call about this. It's just open lines. What's on your mind in the world of sports? Call us. And he might go from a call, like, that's kind of Norm's thing. He can talk NCAA tournament, and then he'll go right to the Rangers. Then he'll go. So this illustrates, too, he will keep talking to me for a while. This is one where I was calling about my favorite player, George Vukovic. And he was this spare outfielder. He sucked. But he was my favorite player when I was a kid. And
we booked him.
Yeah, so.
Tell me.
I say trade Vukovic.
Oh, no, you don't trade these people. Why would you trade Vukovic? Why would you trade Vukovic when he's hitting 285, 295 consistently for you? And he's doing a very fine job defensively. And he's becoming rapidly a very popular player in Cleveland with everybody chanting Vuk, 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 Vuk. Why would you trade the individual? That's ludicrous. Goodbye. And you're on 3WE.
Take that, kid.
That's ludicrous. Goodbye is great.
Okay, then
Dan's basically like a little producer.
Yeah.
Like, just feed him something, whether he believes it or not, move the show and the conversation in a direction.
Okay, so I have one more here. In fact, because I would spend hours thinking about the Indians lineup and how I could revamp it and some different things that they could do with certain players coming up, certain players, whatever. So this is back when Julio Franco was also one of my favorite players on the Indians. Well, they were all my favorite player, right? Before becoming a Texas Ranger eventually, Julio Franco was on the Indians. You know who he is, Blake?
Yeah.
You ever heard of him? All right, so I had some ideas about Julio Franco. And then, this is going to be like a 2-minute call, but we don't have to go through the whole thing.
Bruce,
Yes, you're on the air.
What do you think of Julio Franco's chances of moving to the outfield if Corey Schneider makes it up?
Like, does that sound like me at all? Like now, if you heard that and you go, "Oh yeah, that's young Dan,"
No.
or only that I'm telling you this?
Well, I think it sounds like you to me because I've heard your voice at different times in your life, so it's
Okay.
like a progression. But just your voice today and that sounds nothing like you.
So kids,
Yeah, there's hope.
don't. You're not going to be the same.
Blake,
What about me?
one day.
Julio Franco's chances of moving to the outfield if Corey Schneider makes it up to the big leagues.
No, Frank, that would destroy him mentally. You
Come on.
can't be playing mind games with these kids like that. Corey Schneider's not going to be ready for a while anyway. You can't just sign a kid and make him your number one draft choice, and because he's on the U.S. Olympic team, right away you think he's your answer and he'll be in an Indians uniform next spring? No way. It just...
All right, let me just jump ahead
It's great.
20 seconds
Did he,
because
Fantastic.
did he ever enjoy hearing from you?
Yeah.
My goodness, he could be a star in this league for many, many years to come.
Yeah, he's got to cut down on those errors, though.
Yes, he does, but again, I think it's a matter of concentration. It seems like
Julio Franco would commit a lot of
earlier in
errors.
the year he had a problem with it.
Here, let me jump ahead another 20 because he just keep me on.
Not an easy thing to achieve. This is the everyday game. Major League Baseball's 162 games. That's a lot of games to maintain full concentration on every pitch. When you're out there, you're going to have mental lapses. The greatest players of all time will tell you they've had mental lapses. Many of them. The thing is to try to keep them to a minimum.
Okay, hold on real quick. I just realized something. So if you work with /for Dan, you know, don't hang up on the caller. When the caller calls, put the caller back on hold so that the caller can hear the end of the call or stay on.
And where did I learn that? As a caller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All
Because
this
it would be
makes sense to me now.
terrible, yes, if you just hung up in the middle of it and I didn't get to hear
Yeah,
him continue.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I know.
So
Yeah.
throw the caller on hold
Yeah.
so that they can still hear the call. They don't think that, it would just be a weird Sopranos-like thing. Like,
Yeah, no,
this
you're
is
right.
how life ends.
And then you got to go to the radio, but you're like, oh, yeah. I
Right.
don't-
Okay, so I played that to set up who is Bruce Drennan.
By the way, was this a drive time show? This wasn't like overnight sports talk radio, was it? Or was it?
It was probably nighttime.
Nighttime.
It feels like that was sports talk back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
It
you're
was
right.
kind of all
Wasn't it all
after
sports?
drive time. There wasn't really an afternoon show. I don't think. But yeah, so that's who he is. He was like, I don't know, he sounds 50 there. He looked 50. He was maybe 70. I don't know what he was. But he's still on the air in Cleveland in some way, shape, or form. And now I'll take you to his. He has a big Browns-Cowboys rumor that went viral yesterday. Let's just tune into Bruce Drennan yesterday.
I want to conclude the first segment before I start getting into the divisional predictions with the Sweet 16.
He sounds the same. I don't. But yeah, he wants to get into predictions with the Sweet 16. This is Norm.
With the
Yes.
Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight being completed this coming weekend. We'll have Tanner on to bring us up to speed. We'll have him on for a couple of segments.
Couple of segments you're going to have a guy on to predict the Sweet 16, and then afterwards we'll just discuss the Elite Eight. Okay, we've predicted the first games. Now let's predict the
preview.
second games.
That sounds so boring.
I'll cover the whole tournament up to now and then preview the Final Four.
And then we're going to preview the Final Four.
All right, now I want to conclude the first segment before I start getting into the divisional predictions in baseball.
See, now, we also have to predict all the baseball divisions because it's opening day is tomorrow.
Jeez, one day.
Lamar Jackson is going to be the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Joe Burrow's going to be the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. Who's going to be the starting quarterbacks for the Pittsburgh Steelers and our Cleveland Browns?
That's a good question.
Well, we now know that Russell Wilson will not be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers because he signed that one-year deal that's guaranteed $10.5 million for the 1 year with the New York Giants yesterday. So that increases the likelihood that Pittsburgh will replace him with a guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers. Make sense?
How? No, it doesn't.
Isn't his cadence like Norm, though?
Oh, it's exact same playbook.
Yeah.
For sure. It's captivating.
So where does that leave our Cleveland Browns?
Hold on real quick. I hate to be pedantic here, but it doesn't I guess does technically increase the chances because now there's one less team that he could sign with, but how did he just deduce, well, now it's more likely Aaron Rodgers is with the Steelers? That being a given, let's talk about the Browns. It's just, I don't know.
It's don't try to.
So where does that leave our Cleveland Browns? Get ready for this one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I got a pretty darn good source
That is Norm.
within the Browns organization. Couple. I heard since our last show that part of the reason Myles Garrett was so willing to sign this extension for contract, money. The Browns are negotiating as we speak with the Dallas Cowboys for a trade for Dak Prescott. And Garrett got all giddy about it. Why, I don't know. We're not going anywhere.
That's 100% Norm. God, it's good.
The Browns are negotiating as we speak with the Dallas Cowboys for a trade for Dak Prescott. And Garrett got all giddy about it.
I think he might be talking about his
Producer.
I guess producer. He brings him on. He's like 25. It's like a video show, so he'd throw it to but then the producer just lets Norm go, lets Bruce Drennan go, and then he'll jump in just occasionally to give a exactly. I mean,
yeah, he will pop on, if you will.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. We're not going anywhere with Prescott, even if they pull it off. Newsom's part of it, and draft picks. Now, Prescott has a hamstring injury as we speak, and he may not be ready for the start of training camp. But this comes from a couple of different sources.
This reminds me, too, of Frito would always say Norm's favorite season. Do you guys remember that?
The off season?
Off.
Yeah.
He loves speculation. He loves possibly this, possibly that. He doesn't like the post game as much.
But this comes from a couple of different sources.
Ooh.
And
Oh, wow.
take it for what it's worth. If it does come about, remember where you heard it first. Any comment, Ryan, before we go to break?
Okay, I want to get back to that, but you want to bring on Steve?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Or you want to keep playing it while he's...
You keep playing it while.
All right.
I'm struck by how Norm this is.
Take it for what it's worth. If it does come about, remember where you heard it first. Any comment, Ryan, before we go to break?
Wow. I got to be honest, Bruce. When you started that, I thought they trade for Brock Purdy because I've seen something along the lines of that would be the crazy move the Browns could pull off. I've not heard Dak Prescott.
Now, this kid's an aspiring sports talker as well.
Sure. Yeah.
That would be intriguing. Though he signed a fat contract with Dallas. I don't know how the money would work out, but I mean, money in the NFL, whatever. Andrew Berry will find a way. Hey, it's an upgrade from what you have now because right now...
Anything would be an upgrade. My God.
Jeez, man.
It's so Norm.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an upgrade from what you have now because right now...
Anything would be an upgrade. My God, that's not
Because right now, if I was a betting man, your quarterback room heading into week 1 is Kenny Pickett, of course. It's Shedeur Sanders, who you drafted number 2, and a guy like Carson Wentz. So, hey, if the Browns are trading for Dak Prescott...
They're not going to draft a quarterback then.
If they do trade...
See, he loves to conjecture. Now we're...
yeah.
Okay, let's say in the world that they do...
Hey, if the Browns are trading for Dak Prescott...
They're not going to draft a quarterback then.
If they do trade, I could see that. Them not taking a quarterback.
I think they should take Hunter then.
Correct. I would agree. If you can get Dak Prescott, I would understand that.
But and I can understand from Dallas's point of view, they've been with Prescott as long as they were with Romo, and they've gone nowhere fast like a hamster in a cage.
Now that
Dang.
is so Norm.
That's the same guy.
Like the dead body of Generalissimo Francisco Franco.
But, and I can understand from Dallas's point of view, they've been with Prescott as long as they were with Romo, and they've gone nowhere fast like a hamster in a cage. So we shall see. Put it in the back of your mind. Remember where you heard it first. All right, when we come back, I'm going to predict the American League Central Division, our Guardians, and everybody else. That's next.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere.
No.
Bonus time with running. Big play.
Okay, now I'm keeping this in there because just to show you he's Norm in every aspect. By the way, huge gambler.
Oh, no way.
Like, if you search his name, I think he got in trouble legally a few years ago.
I was going to say, there's a note on his Wikipedia page that definitely feels very Norm, which is that in 2004 he was raided by the FBI and the IRS and had to do 5 months in prison for tax evasion.
Dang.
Okay, so we're going to throw it to break, right? Hold on.
Bonus time with running. Big play.
Big play.
I love you, Menor Nissan. Hi, Bruce Drennan here from my good friends at Menor Nissan, Ray Sminchak, the whole staff. As you know, I've been
Okay, got to bring up the name.
Yeah, I know him well.
Got to bring up.
doing a lot of our shows down in Florida. Just returned. Great to be back on the home confines of our beautiful studios here at Burke Lakefront Airport for Big Play. But I got to tell you, I drove my Nissan Rogue from Menor Nissan down to Florida, had the rack up on top with extra luggage.
This man is
absolutely
an
the most
artist.
splendid, beautiful ride. Just as smooth as could be. My wife also drives a Rogue. We rotated driving down there and back.
God,
but
it sounds
I
like they're
just
having
can't
sex.
She
recommend
gave me
it
a hand
any
job.
more so to you. Get on out there, test drive a
Her
Rogue
Rogue
or a
and my
Murano or any of the other
We
great
got a
products.
third Rogue in 'cause
I
it
just
was
feel like-
vacation.
I feel like we could learn
How to sell things? Yeah,
from
let's
these
try
guys.
it.
Just
Let's try it.
community mechanical.
We already did that one.
Oh, we did community mechanical already?
Yeah.
What about, what if you had to, oh my gosh, folks. I just got my property tax bill in the mail again.
Rough.
It goes up and up and up every year. And then I discovered ownwell.com. Rough. They can attack that tax bill for you.
I was curled up with my family last night going over our budget and realized that none of us would be able to eat next month. Ownwell, save my family the money that it will take for us to live through this horrid winter.
It was so easy, it took 3 minutes. Online. Just a little peck, 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 peck. All of a sudden, they're working for me.
All
And
right.
get this. I didn't pay anything.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't. You won't pay anything either, Frito. Unless Ownwell saves you money.
Now, is there like a glaze or anything involved in the tax protest? Or
I don't know what that means.
Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. It is ownwell.com/thedumbzone to save money with your property taxes.
You're
like my
now doing
dramatic
you.
friend
You're not
said,
doing Bruce Drennan anymore.
I don't think I can do it.
Oh.
It's how you save money on property taxes. You only pay if you save. It's ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Ownwell.
I did pay, but I saved so
All right.
very much.
Yeah. No, we
my
got it.
wife Mary
Yeah, we got it.
was so excited to see
Is she like a hotter?
the savings
Yep. And you guys.
that I had to get, and I'm not talking about the dish towel. I'm talking about a beach towel, Frito. I had to lay that on the floor.
Okay, yeah.
She
No, we got
was
it. We got it.
dripping wet.
We got it. Rough. Yep. Yeah.
She was so excited
That's a lot of information.
to save that money. It's all about money in the end.
All right.
God damn, everybody wants money. The IRS raided me,
It's a scam.
and I had to spend 5 months in prison, no more. Thank you, ownwell.com/
It's slash the Thedumbzone.
What else we got in sports today?
You want to talk a little bit of Rangers? Let's do it. Let's just run through. Let's touch all of them. Here's my baseball positioning statement.
Let me just ask, has that porta potty guy come by?
Yeah, because if so, we might need to take a break.
Letty was saying, well, I'm just going to let you do the show while I go.
That's a dick move.
Why? You did that to me the other day.
It was like 2 seconds. If you want, you can. If it's not,
well, I just
not
asked if the guy's
minute.
here. No. They said there was going to be a porta potty driving by. Anyway. Get to work on that, Lee.
So here's my. I feel like we should re-up this every year as I try to get into baseball. Here's my baseball philosophical positioning statement. It bothers me that they play 162 games against a balanced schedule and then have 1 and 4 game elimination rounds. It drives me insane. And the ball doesn't score. This is an opportunity for you to re-up my ball doesn't score theory.
The ball doesn't score?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I feel like my mental block with baseball has always been that the ball doesn't score. Every other sport that I'm interested in, it's based on like military defense and advancement. The ball
so the
scores.
person scores.
Yeah, exactly.
So soccer,
hockey, football, basketball. I don't really know much.
The ball has to get to a certain place.
Yes. And I feel like in my mind, when I think about sports, I like
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
And nobody, when I was...
That is a gummy thought, my friend.
I don't even know if I came up with it. I just remember as a kid somebody pointing, or maybe it was an adult, and it made sense to me of like, yeah, this is... But anyways.
Golf.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something where the ball doesn't score.
Yeah, golf's a little bit different because it's not really based on, you know...
But, I mean, you got to get the ball to a certain area, and I guess you do...
The home run.
In one situation, yeah.
But I can't really explain this, and maybe this is where Blake has to chime in. I feel like baseball is becoming cool again. And maybe this is social media, and it might be that, although I haven't done it since I've been back from the Habex, maybe I did it once, but spending time around, like, Riz Alpha youth baseball players who were, like, 16 or 17, it just seemed like the swaggiest MFers in the world. There's a crawfish.
There's a crawfish sitting right in front of us now.
I'll wait till my wife gets here. She peels them for me as part of my harem. But I don't know. It seems to me, I don't know if it's like that they have a lot of really good Latin players now who are kind of swaggy as it gets for baseball anyways, but it just feels cooler to me over the last couple of years.
I think, when we were coming up, baseball was a talking sport. But I think now in social media, you can show an 8-second Bobby Witt home run and that pops, or a great web gem or something. There are moments in a baseball game that pop and as far as a highlight is concerned. So maybe that has something to do with it.
And maybe they're just doing a better job of it. I don't know. I just feel like I see more interesting stuff or players that are interesting and have stuff to say or this or that. It just seems like they're doing a better job to me. Now, the unfortunate thing for at least right now, because it's kind of what I want to talk about, I think the Rangers have a pretty boring roster.
As far as personalities?
Yeah, and I think part of it is that they have a lot of young guys.
Adolis.
You have Adolis. But, you're...
and then the young guys are being led by Simeon and Seager.
That's what I wanted to say.
As to, this is how you do things.
Yes.
You be robotic. You don't say a damn thing to the media.
Yeah. And
I think Wyatt's going to be pretty cool, though.
That's what I've heard. And I think Josh Young can be, too. Because really...
When he plays.
Really, yeah, and I mean, Evan Carter's not even on the opening day roster. So when I think about, like, the peak of my Rangers' interest in fandom, of course, it was the era of Wash, right? It was the entire cast of characters we want to talk to Knox about. It was a TV show.
Full of personality.
It was like a 7-season ensemble cast TV show. And when they won in 23, while it was cool, I feel like the parade was almost emblematic of how it felt to me, which was like disconnected. And I mean, I'm not the biggest Rangers fan in the world, so I'm not trying to take anything away from people who
also kind
saw
of out
that
of nowhere,
cried with their
not
dad.
with a bunch of guys you had.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's a bit of the let's say the Mavs won with Anthony Davis this year, even. You'd
correct.
Be like,
yeah.
That's not part of it. Is you get to know them. You
in
get
the
invested
political
in
game, they call it astroturfing. Like when somebody shows up, Hillary Clinton or whatever is like running in New York. You're like, really? Okay. Where exactly did you come from?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. But, like, while it was great for the hardcore, for me, I do need a little bit of juice into it a little bit.
Foreplay.
And we have a team now that is, I think, going to be very competitive. High variance. Although they at least gave DeGrom a start on Sunday. I was confused why everyone was like, yeah, it'll be next week.
Well,
if he's healthy.
They originally slotted him for the 5. They wanted more space between his starts and less starts over the course of the year by putting him in the 5 slot.
So those will just become bullpen games?
No,
like
it's just like it's where your off days come. It's where the All-Star break. They're trying to make this a longer play. But due to the Gray and Bradford injuries, they've got to move them up.
So I want to try to get into them as they grow, right? I think there's a chance they can be something kind of interesting. Now, you're not touching that era. I mean, Bruce Bochy's interesting. He's more interesting than what's his name? Chris Woodward.
Yeah.
Woody.
But not much more.
Mr. Hat. So I had something on each of the 2 new additions. I mean, and there's been a ton. But the 2 big additions were Jake Berger and Jock Peterson. And I have a nugget on both that I wanted to remind you both of. The first... Do you remember when that guy, Tommy Pham, slapped Jock Peterson over fantasy baseball?
Slapped?
Oh, yeah. He was in it like they were teammates.
No,
wait.
It was Peterson was on the Giants. I think Pham was on the Brewers. And during warm-ups out in the outfield, they had a dispute. I think maybe it was fantasy football. I don't remember.
Fantasy football.
It was fantasy football.
I was like, fantasy baseball.
It was fantasy football. And Peterson did something that may have been against the rules, and Pham walked up and just smacked him.
I do remember this now.
And
it was a big money MLB player league, which means there's probably $1 million payout.
So, in reading on it, it was Peterson said...
Boy, I'd like to see the biggest fantasy payout.
Peterson said if a player's ruled out, you're allowed to put him on the IR. That's all I was doing. So basically, I think he freed up a roster spot and probably grabbed the running back that was starting that day.
We've all had that happen.
We've all done that. And
we've all seen, though, that people will manipulate. We know the rule, but we still, like, CBS will allow it. Right?
So that was Peterson getting slapped over fantasy football. Jake Berger, who's going to play first for the Rangers, set an MLB record in 2023 for swinging at 23 consecutive pitches.
Hell yeah.
And if you're not on board with that,
he doesn't walk off the island.
No. He thinks Scott Hatterberg's a pussy.
It was like over 9 at bats or something, but he swung at every single pitch.
That's crazy.
And that's awesome. So those are 2 new additions.
Are we saying hello to Jim Knox right now? He's sitting here.
I think we should.
And the great Jim Knox.
All right.
There he is, folks.
Here we go. Dan, looking good. Jake's in the house.
What do you think of Dan's fit today, Dan's outfit?
It was chilly this morning. I'm going to change into a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah,
this guy's
definitely.
being an asshole.
No, I'm not being. I simply asked him.
Yeah, something white would be helpful probably on a day like that. I thought it was going to rain, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks good, Dan.
So you're more into white.
Well,
the
white is cool.
Of
it's cooling. You know, on a hot day, dark attracts everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially like we're sitting here next to this beautiful body of water. And with the light reflecting off of it, it could be a problem a little bit.
It's like you're sitting on the sun here.
Are you hanging out for a little while? Can we take a break?
Yeah, take a break, definitely.
I want to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You want
That's
to go
a good
with me?
idea. Eat some food. Tailgating, opening day, yeah.
Wait, first of all, though, is there a bathroom within a half hour?
Well, there's one.
It's a 15-minute round trip.
That pond right there.
Yeah.
Like perfect.
All right, you guys are being jerks.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. A chance to warp back in time to change your fate. Back to before you made the wrong choice. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frankel and Frankel. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frankel first.
You're listening to Thedumbzone.
You know what we got to do is promote the location of our getaway. 1 week from tomorrow, we will be in San Antonio.
Indeed.
At the behest of Lone Star Beer. So we're doing kind of a Texas tour. We'll actually be in Austin next Thursday for Lone Star Beer, who is sending us across the state of Texas to spread the good word about Lone Star Beer.
Don't pump it.
Where are we going to be Friday, though? We finally got a location.
The Rose.
The Rose of San Antonio.
2 blocks from a Fuddruckers.
That's their tagline.
Yep.
Downtown's premier cocktail bar.
Wow.
The address is on East Houston Street in San Antonio. You know what the number is of the address?
I don't.
420 East Houston Street.
Wow.
Of course. Fantastic.
That's why we chose the Rose of San Antonio, and Lone Star Beer is sending us down there. Now, Jake was making fun of my outfit earlier. I've changed my shirt.
I don't think it was making fun.
But if you would look at my hat, you know it's pretty kick-ass.
It is.
And it is a Lone Star Beer hat. You, too, could have a Lone Star Beer hat or a shirt or other merch by going to LoneStarBeer.com and then typing in Dumbzone21. You will get 21% off said merch.
Yeah, and we're out here at...
How about that?
At opening day. We need to make sure everybody knows that it's section 101 and 126. They got Lone Star Beer at the Gilf now.
Whoa.
Really?
First time ever.
Game changer.
We've got Lone Star at the Gilf, Lone Star Light.
That's a long time
Lone Star
coming,
Light.
if you ask me.
I know. Anyone who knows me knows that I've been waiting for Lone Star and Lone Star Light at the Gilf. Section 101 and 126, it's Lone Star, the National Beer, Texas.
Okay, so, hey, Steve, come on over here. Stop talking to those idiots. So we have, we saw him like an hour ago, but then everybody wants a piece of this guy.
Are we on?
This is the great Steve Noviello.
Wow.
Of all places to run
from
into
Fox 4.
Yeah, we're guys. We like sports and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you went to a Stars game.
Yeah, just a couple of buddies hanging out. I don't know.
Couple of bros.
I don't see the
Road
problem.
trip.
There is something weird about it being 3 guys.
You know what was weird about it and what my my comment,
trying to teach
the
you
basis
about
of my
broadcasting.
comment for you.
What's that?
It wasn't so much that you were hanging out.
Oh, yeah, Blake put a picture of us at the
Stars
game,
Yeah.
and Steve Noviello just commented,
It wasn't
gay.
it wasn't a selfie or anything. It was just our view of the ice.
He also wasn't
He called
wrong.
us gay.
But the gay part was the caption. The caption said, like, guy, like, show field trip or something. Like, that's freaking gay.
That is,
like,
that is,
come
yeah.
on.
Sight
Like,
unseen.
You know,
Yeah.
if it was like Dumbzone 9 at the Stars, like, I'm right there.
Yeah.
But show field trip, I thought was a little gay. I
Yep.
just thought it was.
Noted. All
Well,
right.
it hurts especially a lot when it comes from Steve Noviello, who is a guy who knows.
Yeah.
If
Indeed.
who is allowed to call us gay. And so you're famously a person who has a husband. You have a man husband, right? And you're a man yourself.
Couple TV shows and
Yeah.
it's got
Well, but the reason I'm leading into it like that is that you and your husband have a kid. Two kids.
Yep.
But you did not carry this child to term.
Not possible.
No.
Not possible.
And your husband did not either.
Also not possible.
Matt
Right.
Zoner
So
once
you
said
had
otherwise.
to enter into a contractual agreement with a lady to have the baby for you. Now, is this with your DNA or
1 and 1?
How do we do this?
1 and 1.
Okay.
So one was his and one was my DNA.
Now,
Same egg DNA.
Oh, okay. And it
So-
wasn't two different ladies.
No, so one egg donor, 2 different sperm. Right?
Now, the lady who carried the baby,
one woman.
was it her egg?
No.
Really?
No.
I didn't know that could be done.
Yeah,
What do you
third
mean?
party.
You can take the egg from someone else.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you put it back in. Like in my case,
It's
you know,
your wife's eggs.
right? But if you're using a surrogate, they will. It can be any egg.
Oh.
It's being done externally, right?
So, like, Kim Kardashian, did she use her egg in this other lady?
yeah, that's the pretty normal.
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, so now, I don't know if you saw the new research, they can now take a stem cell, create an egg out of it. So, like, 2 dudes could conceivably don't even need, I mean, they need the vessel to grow the baby, but to make the egg, you can actually, the new research is turning any stem cell into an egg.
Yes.
Whoa.
We briefly touched on this.
Would you have a kid with me if we could do
You
that?
could,
as as a bit?
Yeah.
That'd be the
Just
best
see
bit
what would
ever.
it be like if Dan and Jake were combined.
Yeah.
It could be either the greatest athletes or the worst ever.
You'd be a pain in the ass. I can almost guarantee that. So yes.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, this is how last time we started talking about the idea of in the future you could possibly use both men's DNA, which is how we arrived at semen cocktail. But here today we have Steve and Steve's surrogate.
This is the lady
This is her.
who is ostensibly the mother of both of your children.
His semen has been inside of her.
So my husband and I each knocked her up separately.
Yeah.
Right, but not with her egg.
Nope. Nope.
And what's your name?
I love
Wait,
learning, Dan.
No,
Fair.
this is amazing stuff. What?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Do you feel honored that Steve Noviello has chosen you to, or what was that process like?
So I had actually been a surrogate before, and I just recognized him because we were on the same Facebook group. And I was just like, hey, like, I just had a kid, but, like, it's good to see a familiar face. And, you know, just, like, pretty much, like, I think, like, let me know if you have any questions or, like, hope things go well. And then he's like, we're actually not looking to have a kid for, like, a year or so. And I was like, okay, because I originally wanted to use someone local. And so then we just went to dinner, and the rest is history.
You went to dinner with both?
Yeah, the
Went
two of
to-
us.
Yeah, Steve,
your
Doug,
husband.
and then my husband
Yep.
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and your husband.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was on board with it? He's like, yeah, cool.
I mean, he was super on board with it.
Yeah,
he really was.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
Is it because pregnant ladies get horny?
Probably,
I
yeah.
think at the end of
That's
the
true,
day,
right?
It is true, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it also comes with a pretty big check.
Oh,
Or
yeah?
it comes with a check. Like, it's a job.
I would say, yeah, but like I also did not, like, so after you've been a proven surrogate, you can actually charge a substantial amount more, and I
Really?
just didn't because that's not why I was doing it. You can also charge more because I already have twins of my own. You can charge more if you've had twins before, but like that's not why I was doing it.
Love
so,
of the game.
Wait, you've had twins of your own.
Yeah.
You were a surrogate for someone else.
And I have an older daughter as well.
Okay, 3
So-
kids of your own, a surrogate for someone else, and,
And then
then
two.
2 for
Yeah.
Steve Noviello.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. That
You
thing's
love
like,
being pregnant?
That
I
thing's
do.
like motion.
Yeah.
Do you really like it?
I do.
It's a-
Like it's been easy every single time, and so I mean at the time I was working from home, so it was just easy. I never had any like complications really. you
So
know.
9 months,
Of dealing with
24
me.
hours in a day. What's 24 times? Like, I'm just.
Are you
do
trying to
make
figure out the
minimum
hourly?
wage? Yeah. Do you at least make minimum wage?
It
for
is
having
not. I would say if you do it like that, it's probably very little. I would say, right?
I don't know. What's the full cost? Generally,
I don't know
ballpark.
for him. I think. It
I
was
mean, for
20,
us, between
right?
the 2 kids, $250,000.
For 2
Yeah.
together.
Because
That's
we
not-
had
I
like
didn't
a
do
It
lot.
all
of
goes into
that.
your pocket.
No.
So you have this mansion.
I didn't get no. Mine was like 20. I think 20 or 21,
Yeah,
I think it was 25 each
somewhere
time.
around there. Yeah.
And then we, like for you, I think we gave like a bonus,
It was
for lack
like-
of a better term.
Yeah. Because so you can ask for all kinds. Yeah, so you can ask for things like maternity clothes and all kinds of things. But I worked from home, so I was just wearing sweats. So it's like I wouldn't do that. But then they'd be like, hey, like here's like a Roomba because like just relax, like hang out and relax. And so it was just things like that.
Such a guy.
Or like I think we got you an iPad. At one point.
Wait, how do we go from if it's 25,000 up to $250,000? That's a lot more.
So we had egg retrieval. So like that woman gets $10,000 each time, and we had to go back 3 times. So that's $30,000 right there.
That's what we did.
Plus we've got the doctors. We had a miscarriage. We didn't get pregnant the first time, so we had 3 transfers before we.
I see. Okay.
So it's a long road.
Okay.
It's a long road. Yeah.
And for you though, it's. I don't know if that seems like a lot or a little. 25,000 for like kind of a year.
I'll tell
of
you
your
what
life.
it is. It's either way an odd thing to price.
Yeah,
it's an odd thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a lot on your body too.
Yeah.
Just being pregnant in general, but you have to do so much to prep your body, like daily shots, and then things like that you're having to do just before you even do the transfer.
They don't let you drink and do drugs while you're doing that sucks.
He did let me have Mexican food, like sweets and Coke. I was like, I can't give up Mexican food like that. But some people do. Some people, they want you to eat like organic, things like that. And now his kids love guacamole. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you ever see them, the kids? His kids?
Yeah, they come over for Thanksgiving every year.
Yeah, every year we spend Thanksgiving together.
That's amazing.
Do they know the egg donor as well?
No, anonymous.
Okay, that's anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they know like the story of how they came to be, and that our friend Jennifer carried them in her belly, and
So you're just because I go back to Cleveland and I'll visit my childhood home. That's what you are. You're just, they look at you and like, I used to live there.
Yeah, right. I think I know her.
She was my landlady.
Yeah.
Right?
You should get all of them together.
I mean, it's
see if
kind
they
of
just
crazy.
like radiate to you.
When you think
all
about
6
it,
kids.
We met Rando on a Facebook group about surrogacy, like 2 total strangers, and I'm like, hey, you like being pregnant?
Yeah.
We don't have a uterus. Like, how about we combine forces and how about we and here we are.
Yeah.
And she came back twice. We were I guess cool to deal with, and she came back again.
Well, you kind of go into it not expecting to have a relationship with the family. It's like you can choose, like the first time I was with an agency, and you can choose, like, do you want to have a relationship? Are you expecting pictures,
like an Uber
things like that?
Conversation.
And I was like, I think it'd be cool, but like I'm not expecting it. So it's just been really nice to be able to like carry on this friendship and hang out, and then like of course I don't see my own family on Thanksgiving because I spend it with him.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
That's really really cool.
Yeah.
Is this anymore?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gonna hang it up?
I don't have a uterus
Turn the
anymore,
light off,
so I'm
Motel
closed
6.
for business.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Are y'all having any more? Are you cheating on me?
No, there was a brief moment during COVID when Doug asked about having a third, and I was like, we need a bigger house, and he was like, never mind.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Well, now you got the new show and everything, so.
Well, I'm a little older now.
I would be a little sad. I mean, I'd be obviously supportive, but like.
Oh, you'd be sad if they cheated on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did cheat on me, but they didn't really have a choice. But we got it back together. We came back around.
After we had our oldest son, the doctor was like, okay, so like you've had 17,000 pregnancies, like where you
because you're not supposed to have more than 4 C-sections. So
right. So we went to somebody else, got her pregnant. She
that's why the 3
miscarried.
times. Okay, that wasn't.
No, different, but
right.
got her pregnant. Then I called you when we miscarried, and you were like, hey, why don't let's go see, and we did, and there you go.
It's like LeBron going back to Cleveland.
Exactly.
Man.
Okay.
That is exactly what it's like.
Exactly.
I'm home.
Also, apparently, me and Jennifer went to high school together.
Yeah, how random is that?
And I do know her, but I didn't know we went to high school together. But I'm only
Graduated same year?
No, I'm older.
And that's why I'm bringing it up, because she claims we were in a math class together, which
That
I don't
means she's
recall.
smart.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
No, I didn't need the math class. So they
weren't smart.
They just threw me in one.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I needed a credit. So they threw me in one. It was all like underclassmen, and he was in there. And then I knew him because he was friends with my ex-husband.
Now that I think about it, it kind of like I do remember like the older hot girl energy, like in the math class where you're probably smoking.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you did? Are you sure? She goes, He's got a tattoo. Tell him to lift up his shirt. And we've been swimming. I was like, okay.
Sounds creepy, but because we've been swimming together, I just know because we talked about your tattoo.
Yeah.
So.
All three of us really kind of been swimming together. You know?
Wow, look at that. Well, and I said, I don't know if you listened to their show, but we've talked about you at length.
Yeah.
And I had no idea the whole time that you went to school together.
I told Steve, I was like, he doesn't know who I am, but like we 100% went to school together. So.
That's very cool. Like it's been fun.
Do you want to tell Steve that we found out what a platinum gay is?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Do you know the term this classifications of gay people? That there's certain levels?
Yeah.
Like do you know that?
Like what?
Well, for example, Steve informed us that a gold star gay would be a male who has never been with a female sexually or romantically. So after he said that on our show, they said it was just platinum gay. Platinum gay is a man who was born C-section.
Exactly.
Literally never.
You've never been in or out.
In or out.
In or out.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
So
it's a fun one.
Yeah. If either of our children grow up to be gay and never be with a woman, they would be platinum.
They would be platinum. You just want the generation after you to
exactly.
kind of go a step further.
You want to do a little better than your dads did. Yeah, for sure.
Why do we have to label everything, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah.
Let's hang out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Jim Knox.
Let's be friends.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is the beginning. This is it right here.
Yeah.
You ever had her on your TV show?
I've had your kids on the show.
Yes.
So her kids were product testers when you were pregnant with our first son.
Yes.
And they were very young. He's 8 now. But you yourself, no.
No. He did like a surrogacy segment. He was just like, hey, can I like talk about it or like pictures of you and your family? I was like,
Yes.
yeah. I was like, but don't put me on there. I don't want to talk in front of people. So.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's hearing this.
Yeah.
You're safe.
What is this?
We're back in high school, so.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
We're going to get
nice to
Jim
run
Knox
into
in the
you.
Fox
Nice to run
box
into
here.
you.
There is
All right.
the great
Thank
Steve
you.
Noviello and his
Vessel.
surrogate.
His vessel.
His vessel.
Good to see you guys.
I kind of thought you were going to say vagina.
His vagina? No. I would never do something like that.
That's a really cool story.
That is. Are we going to get to Gummy Thoughts?
I don't know.
Should we go ahead and just promote Early Bird?
Yeah, sure.
Early Bird CBD. That's our
Early bird.
our CBD of choice, Jim Knox, is earlybirdcbd.com. Do you know why?
Why?
It has THC in it.
Oh, okay.
So if you get drug tested for work or something,
yeah,
you do not want to take this CBD.
No.
It has a very microdose of THC, but a perfect amount is what we like to say.
Yeah, I would say a perfect amount for the first 4.5 innings of the game.
And then maybe
The second one, maybe, yeah.
And they get a margarita or something, or what?
Earlybirdcbd.com. Earlybirdcbd.com. Dumbzone is your discount code for 20% off. I'm not saying, but I'm saying maybe you need to place an order.
Okay.
The news is the news, so it's earlybirdcbd.com.
Oh, they may be cracking down on what you can order in the mail.
Yeah, 20%.
Maybe.
20%. You know, the more you
just
spend,
in case,
the bigger that gets, Dan.
Yeah. No, I ordered a batch last week after I saw that news.
Check that promo code Dumbzone for 20% off. They bring you Jim Knox.
Yeah, usually it brings us our gummy thoughts.
Yeah, the gummy thoughts. That's it.
Sometimes we just have some deep thoughts.
Yeah.
After having some early bird CBD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, early bird CBD.
Jim Knox, so legendary.
Appreciate it, Dan.
I was searching, a little audio in my computer, and I've determined that Jim Knox is the search. He is the most prevalent piece of audio I have of somebody I didn't work with. Like I have a lot of Jake audio, a lot of Blake, a lot of Bob, whatever. A lot of me, of course. Come on. Guilty.
Norm.
But Jim Knox, we never officially worked together for the same place yet. I've followed your career very closely as you were in the Fox Box.
Oh yeah.
You were. What is your career? Like, how did you get to be Jim Knox on the Ranger games?
I was working in Austin, Texas, doing the boring 5, 6, 10 o'clock sportscast. And I remember pulling up to the building a hot August day into my parking spot, and I see a brick wall, I said, is this all there is every single day, pulling up into this spot, going into a cold newsroom and delivering 5, 6, and 10. Then
you were the sports guy?
Yeah.
On a station in Austin?
Station in Austin.
Okay.
Did do the Mac Brown Longhorn Sports Center show, so that was cool. I like that. That's the only time it got me out, really. Everybody else is running around shooting, coming back for highlights. Then I decided, hey, there's got to be something better than this. So I saw Fox Sports Southwest executive producer Mike Anastasia. I don't know how to spell the last name, but he's got to save my life. Got me out of there. Started out with a Spurs courtside reporting job in Dallas Cowboy summer camp show from Austin. Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. Troy Aikman. That's
Spurs
when they were
courts. So you were the
Spurs courtside.
You were the whatever Doris Burke or no, not Doris Burke.
Doris.
They throw
Leslie
the sideline reporter.
Yeah. Leslie McAllister.
Okay.
McCaskey.
This is bad.
Leslie M.
You were now nobody. You were never on Dancing with the Stars.
No.
Because nobody ever secretly recorded you through a peephole.
Yeah, all I do
but
is,
you were that.
I'm just a break dancer. That's it. That doesn't do anything.
Okay.
But had it surfaced, I think Jim Knox is hot enough to where.
Yeah. So Fox Sports Southwest was the station or what you started working for, but it just in Austin.
So it was regional. So I started with Spurs, and then Mike called and said, "Hey, we're getting the Rangers. I want to bring you up here to Dallas. So I want to just float you in the stands. You can help with pregame, postgame, and this is a fun fact that you guys may not know this guy, but he's one of the biggest play-by-play guys right now. Brian Anderson.
Yeah.
Ever heard of him?
Yeah,
Does
baseball,
basketball,
right?
baseball, football, everything, golf, everything. I'm not lying. You ask Brian Anderson to this day because I talked to him probably 3 months ago. Because I met a buddy of his at a party, and he said, "Oh, Brian told me you're the one that started him on that." Every single day when he knew that I was leaving, he was the camera guy, courtside camera guy for the Spurs, and wanted that job and told me, "Hey, put in a good word to Mike A for me. Put in a good word for Mike A for it." He called every single day. I did put in a good word, and boom, he got courtside reporter. Then after that, his career just took off.
You're kind of saying he owes you money a little bit.
He owes me something.
Yeah.
I'll kid him on that. But anyway, that's it. That's how I got started. That's got me here with the Rangers and started our deal here.
But, okay, forgive me, Dan, for not knowing the backstory, the history. Was it common at the time for there to be a third person?
On a Rangers broadcast?
Or on MLB in general? Like,
no, I don't feel like it was.
Because I've heard that, like, Junior did bits or something.
Yeah, Junior did a great job before me.
He did.
That was on 33. Junior did that.
Okay.
Job, yeah.
I thought he just did like pre and post.
No, he probably did some of that, but someone told me he had a great gig in the stands when it was like one of those hot August days, and he dressed up in a fur coat or something.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking of growing up in Cleveland. I don't recall.
Well, that's why I'm asking. So it's a bit of a unique role, right? That they kind of carved out for you.
Well,
that's fun.
Here's what happened. It started out as getting here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon doing pregame interviews with players. That went on for about 3 years. Then they decided just you do all stands and postgame with the fans, and we'll get someone else in to do the player interviews. So that's when I think Emily came on board.
Yeah, and you mentioned Emily. We were talking about this earlier, just as we try to get geared up for this season, and even 23 was great, but it didn't feel like it did before. Kind of, it was a little bit of a, I use the word astroturf to it. It just sort of was right. Here's the team. But the team that you were part of, I think of as like a 7-season HBO ensemble cast legacy story. The number of characters from it probably begins and ends with Wash, but even Nolan being here, but Elvis and Beltre and Napoli and Josh and you and then Emily, and then we're listening back to old audio, and it's Buzz and Tom. It was an insane collection of characters. I said it's crazy.
Keep in mind too, during those days the team was not playing well. So they needed a lot of kill time, and that's where the fan of the game kind of got birthed. It was by Progressive, and at first they put Progressive with a lineup card like hidden first. Here's your Progressive lineup. It's Elvis Andrus hidden first, Michael Young, all that, and then one of the sales guys came to our producer Kurt Diker and said, "Hey, this isn't getting anything. They're not happy with this. What can we do? Well, give it to Knox." And then I took it and I just said, "Hey, I know exactly. I'll just get a fan of the game." And that's what every top of the 8th inning, we maybe walked 5 miles a night, but we found the fan of the game. Some nights the stands were practically empty, and you still found a fan of the game.
Yes, you
did. It took work.
Yes,
but
it
was fun.
So the criteria to become fan of the game has always been one of the most fascinating things about Jim Knox and the Jim Knox audio or video.
Yeah, we assume there's like a draft grading system.
Here's an old fan of the game. I can bring one up.
Fan of the game, it has to be Fuchsia. Comes from Oklahoma, brought 30 students, half from China, and you're taking in your very first baseball game. What do you think, Fuchsia?
We love Rangers. We had a great time. We had nacho. We had just a wonderful, fun time. And go Rangers!
There we go. Can you say, go Rangers, beat the White Sox in Chinese, huh?
Yes! 1、2、3，加油 Rangers!
There we go. Good day, mate. Here's the bag. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we always just assumed there was some sort of, in addition to a metal detector at the front, just an Asian.
You got to live overseas somewhere. Pretty much so, especially when Chan Ho came in.
Yeah.
Who else? Who was the right fielder? Came from the Reds. Shin Soo Choo. Yeah, that's right. And then Darvish.
Fan of the game could be a Chinese or Asian person,
right?
I guess, or if they are over 100 years old.
Sure.
Feels like that would also.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Would people alert you? Like, I'm bringing my grandfather to the game.
Well,
I got to tell Jim Knox. I know he'll put him on TV.
Yeah, sometimes towards the end they would. Like, hey, I got this 100-year-old in my box. Can you come over there? But a lot of times it was really just from walking around. I mean, I would walk around that stadium. I can't tell. I know every in and out of that old ballpark, and I'd run into like Phil Mickelson, upper deck by himself, sitting there. Ran into him one night.
Really?
Pink doing a concert in town. Found her and upgraded her seats. She was way back in the back with her band, and she was in town because Eric Hinsky of the Toronto Blue Jays gave her 2 tickets to the game. That's her first major league game she ever came. But I upgraded her to like the 5th row. And she was
the power of Knox.
Yeah, no, there's just no one was there that night. So what are you doing back here? You don't need to sit here. Come up here.
So people towards the end would let you know that they had an elderly person with them or something like that. Yeah. Did anybody ever hit you up and say like, "Hey, my coworker from Taiwan is here"?
No, none of that. I did like. I mean, you like the people with the signs. You like the people decked out. You like the people that get overly excited about nothing. And then you also like the stories of you got some guy who's 50 and he's diving and taking a foul ball away from a 8-year-old, right? Then you got to go in there and kind of just guilt him out of it. And then and if he doesn't give it back, then you buy a ball at the gift shop and give it to him and make the day.
And Tom's pissed off upstairs. Give the kid the ball back.
Right.
Give him the ball.
I'll tell you what, I don't like that bit. Because I never got a ball when I was a kid, and I could see, like, if you keep going to the game all your life, and then you're 45, and I finally got a ball.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I'm going to give it to some kid who's not going to appreciate it. He's probably a little a-hole these days, you know?
Right.
He'll be like, I'll sue you.
Yeah.
And now, but the comment, the fans are all going to chant, and you get guilted into it. Then Jim Knox comes over. Now you're on TV.
Right.
And I've been going to games. I've been paying my money. And I finally got a
own this.
ball.
Yeah, I could see that point. That makes sense. But see, if you had a third reporter in the stands in Cleveland, then that would have never happened. They would have given you a ball, too.
Front lines, protecting the fans.
Yeah.
big guys too. If you see a real big fella in the crowd, that usually seems to be pretty much a guarantee.
Runs over an old lady, knocks over the 8-year-old, but gets the ball.
No, I've seen you at work, man. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it does.
Those were the days.
You kind of had things set up that it feels spontaneous, but it's actually not.
No, it's a
like you kind of
wreck.
telling people during the break. All right, I want you to get real wild when we come back, and everybody's just kind of silent. And then once it come back, it's oh my God, Jim Knox is in the middle of this huge party. But I've seen the sausage being made there, and I know
you have. That's
that
right.
you're a master at your craft.
That's right. Well, I appreciate that. There's been some really, really ugly words said in my IFB by some people in the truck, not knowing what's coming. For instance, when you're talking to some guys over in London who come in for soccer and they're taking in their very first game, and then when they say, I tell you what, if the Rangers win this game, we're buying a effing lovely jubbly for everyone in the stands and just lets it out. And then I just go, oh, God. And then a girl, it was an Astros Rangers postgame show, and she shouts out to her mom and then drops the F-bomb a couple times, and everything can't be bleeped. It's just can't be bleeped, so it goes over. So those are the ones you get the people, their actions, but the powers to be, the Rangers don't like that. So I had to steer clear of those people, maybe start talking to the 12-year-olds or so.
Tampa Bay continues to lead at 9-8. We go to Jim Knox. Thank you, Josh, in the upper home run porch right here with about 75 youngsters from China, along with mixed in with a few Americans. You see, a few weeks ago, these Americans went over to China to teach some of these Chinese youngsters English. Well, in return, they have come back to Ameriquest Field, taking in their very first baseball game. Cenk, what do you think so far?
It's very funny and very interesting. It's a new game for us, and we love it very much.
What's so funny about it?
It's new things. We like the new things. The young people like the new things.
Whatever that is, we'll go with
it. That's one of my favorite ones because you knew exactly what you were doing. Like you run into somebody who kind of pretends to know about a sport, or like the Obama or something with the White Sox. Oh yeah, you're a fan?
Yeah, let's really dive deep. Yeah.
So they stumbled and said it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? What's funny about it? It's like I don't even.
What did he say? What musings?
We've always said the musings.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Certainly is not a common term that he would know, but we love it very much.
Yeah.
The musings. I always liked the random bit. You know what I was thinking about when we were preparing for this? Maybe this is a gummy thought. What you were doing was almost like TikTok before TikTok. Like within the broadcast, it was like, hey, you've got 15 seconds to grab somebody's attention, set it up, get it right, and then we're going to zip it. Like you had no time.
No time.
It was just as good. Whereas baseball as a normal broadcast is about as polar opposite of that as you can possibly get.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas with you, and there's
plenty of
there's a lot of pressure there. Sometimes I like when you would do bits outside the stadium.
The dog?
Come on,
skateboarding
man.
dog? Yeah.
Am I up like?
The what?
Skateboarding dog.
Please.
Skateboarding dog.
Here we go.
Hi, Josh, outside the ballpark, skating with Tillman, the famous skateboarding dog, English bulldog. He
the
weighs
famous
about 60
skateboarding
pounds.
dog. Like,
of course,
everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
The skateboarding dog.
He was in a movie.
Tillman, the famous skateboarding dog, English bulldog. He weighs about 60 pounds. Not bad. Wow.
So I don't know why. I forgot they put a fence at the end of the runway, and I'm turning and looking at the camera, and I turn around and there's the fence. I go flying over the fence.
Flying right over the fence. And when I got this from YouTube, the first comment says, the dog knew to stop.
Yeah, right. That's right.
The dog kind of turns off on his scooter, and Jim just crashes right through the wall.
He's run that course before. That was my first run.
You're like Jackass.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Like a lot of pressure on you, too.
So much.
This has got to be good. We're sending it. Oh, my gosh, Jim Knox. Cool. I'm going to.
Josh did a good job. I mean, he never knew what was going on.
God, Josh was great.
Yeah.
I love the guys now. I love the changes over the years. But again, when I speak of that era, it almost felt like how I imagine like the ABA being. You know what I mean? Like
just
the Rangers to me were just this,
wild ass.
Yeah, they're going to win, but I don't care as much about that.
You know, you think about that. There was a lot of characters created in the stands. Remember Tex?
Oh, yeah.
Tex?
Yeah.
Sister Francis came
Francis.
with the drum all the time.
The cookie lady.
The cookie lady, Shirley.
Zonk.
Zonk, yeah. I mean, and then just following where they are. And the net man, I don't know if you guys were around for the net man, the guy that sat down third base always with a net. He'd catch it.
Okay, then, now that you say that.
And then find a kid and give it to him.
And oddly enough.
And he would be, literally line up those beers. He'd probably drink 20 beers a night.
Just fine.
And the heat sucked, but it also helped label, it was different.
Yeah.
It was not a generic place.
No.
And it had a jet stream.
That's right.
So it was really offensive.
Well, that man came not only drinking, but he always came in jeans. And sitting down there in the middle of the afternoon in jeans and his cowboy hat and long cowboy shirt, drinking his beer and catching
and moving around,
catching foul balls on the left field line.
This one's legendary.
Let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, appreciate it, Buzz. It is Korean night here at Globe Life Park, and a special guest, Master Kim. He is the president of...
Like, did the Rangers do that for you? Let's do this for Jim Knox. Let's have Korean night. Like, why would you have Korean night? Oh, obviously...
Chew.
Yeah.
Mr. Kim, he is the president of Taekwondo Association of Texas. They've been putting on displays all around Globe Life Park. Let's see someone break a couple boards. Girls, let's give it a shot, okay?
It's in there. Let's side the kick. Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Ha!
Nice, okay. One more, quickly. Another quip. There we go.
Go. Ha!
Oh, don't want to mess with those girls. Give me one, Master Kim. I'm feeling it right here. Ready? How about a headbutt? Huh? Oh, wow. Dizzy now, Master Kim. Oh, I appreciate that. You guys enjoy the game. Wow. Yes.
Oh, Jim Knox crazy.
Oh, Tom. Oh, that was awesome.
That is a great line, but I don't think Jim gets enough credit for earlier in it. He just goes, whoa, dizzy now.
Oh, he did?
Big whelp on my forehead, but that's okay.
God, it's good times. Here's one that is not as famous, but it really, really makes me laugh. They would oftentimes take you to a baby.
Oh, yeah.
If there's a new baby or if somebody who had just gotten married.
Right.
And that was like a kind of a fallback. And, that comes with the thing where you have to kind of guess the gender of the baby. Very young babies, you can't tell.
Yeah.
And this one's recorded from a TV, so not as great quality, but love it.
Bye with some of the Rangers fans. Noxie.
All right. Ranger fans, still a little stunned, but you know what? Hey, it's just one game. Tomorrow they get the Yankees again, right? There you go. We got some out-of-towners here. What's the name of the family?
Shannon family.
Came all the way in from San Antonio. This is a little 11-month-old. What's her name?
Mark.
Mark. Okay, look at you over there. All right, good to have you out here. Explain what's going on.
The kid's name wasn't like Addison or
look
Jamie.
Like a girl.
It's, cute little girl. What's her name? Mark.
Yeah, it didn't look like a Mark. The baby.
Can't tell with them babies.
No.
Mark. No. Oh, Lester.
I got one here where you were... So would you travel with the team sometimes? It says here you're in Colorado.
Yeah, yes. There was a couple... We had fan experience travel a couple times out of the year. So John Blake would send me on a couple of them. One was Colorado. The other was a Boston-Toronto series.
So here's what he did in Colorado.
Let's head down to the field, and Jim Knox is standing by. Jim?
Actually, Buzz, I'm up above the field. That's right, with plenty of Ranger fans on hand. This is the rooftop bar. Great view. And a great place to watch a baseball game. They took out 3,500 seats and made a nice restaurant bar, and a lot of Ranger fans enjoying that tonight, including one Ranger fan that came all the way from Korea, 36 hours.
How?
That's my thing.
How?
Why do you, in Colorado, they send you on the road.
That's impossible.
And so now...
What is the signal in the sky?
Yeah, number one, I have to have a Ranger fan. That's going to be kind of easy.
Yeah.
But,
Gotta be Korean.
But you somehow found an Asian.
They're not in San Francisco, you know. He's in Denver.
Right.
Right.
That's what's incredible.
You know, do not remember that one, but for having a Korean fan out in Colorado is a little that kind of stand out.
It's you, dude.
Yeah.
You are incredible.
Yeah, the magnet.
There's a little magnet to.
I remember one time he was in Colorado because so was the Hardline.
Oh yeah,
and they
That's
clearly
right.
didn't read the labels on whatever they had purchased up there. And they go to Knox with the Hardline, and Danny's got sunglasses on at like 10 o'clock at night, all baked. He's clear. Knox is just trying to work with it.
Yeah, right. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's good times. Yeah, I'm
Good
looking
time.
at Rick Carlisle. You've just interviewed anything that happens. What is this?
Interesting night all the way around. Jim Knox is standing by with one of the heroes. We'll go down to Jim.
All right, thank you, Josh. Josh Hamilton, I tell you what, you should have had 2 home runs tonight. You know the same. Oh, man. Oh, no. Elvis, I just got started here. Here, let me help you. That was Elvis, by the way.
What happened there?
I think he drenched them or pie or something
in the
like
face,
that.
yeah.
So that once they hit the pie, it's over.
Yeah.
Let him get cleaned up, but you should have had 2 home runs.
All right.
Yeah, Josh.
So, you're a very fit man. How old are you, Jim Knox?
Well, pushing 51 right now.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
great.
Oh, thanks.
Did you used to be bigger?
I don't know.
I feel like there was an era during the peak of
I
the
just
Jim
keep doing the
Knox
same
Rangers
thing.
pal. I feel like you used to be even more Ed Hockey-ly.
Yeah.
You kind of
maybe. I mean, I probably don't. I run a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But work out in the morning. Just get it over with at 6.
I want to see the Jim Knox
That's it.
morning routine.
Jake thinks you dipped into roids.
No, I
No.
didn't actually mean that. I mean, he just had a bigger era.
I'd be a terrible roid and a terrible, I guess, heroin guy. I hate needles.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can figure it out, though. They got ways.
They got ways.
Yeah.
Didn't you own a gym?
I still do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where?
In Houston, we have 5. Used to be 5 Gold's gyms. Now they're fitness projects. And so it was a good franchise, Gold's Gym.
Damn, you own 5 gyms.
5 gyms, yeah, in North Houston.
I love
Part
that
of-
Gold's Gym still exists.
Yeah.
Like
The only problem with Gold's Gym, we didn't want to be known as a meathead club.
because that's kind of what I was going to say. Is that
now we have more women
okay?
than men, 51% more.
Okay.
So
that's the Knox
yeah.
effect right there.
That's right.
You bring Jim
gotta-
Knox in.
No, yeah, that's right. We do workout fan of the game over at the gyms in Houston.
I don't know what that means.
No,
Okay,
no,
well,
that's
speaking
it.
of that, I want to play this. This is you found a married couple, but before you found them, a lady found you.
Time for the progressive fan of the game. And
Oh, yeah.
OMG. All right. It's not her. Trust me.
We got about a 50-year-old woman here, and this is basically John Lennon for her.
Right.
Cousin Tom. It's this wedding couple over here. Tyler. All right, hold on a second. Congratulations. I understand you had the biggest wedding party tonight.
All right, so now we'll talk to this spare for 15 seconds, and then
Open it. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, just bring all the guys in the truck out there.
Guys in the truck, come on out. They'll love that free food and everything. All right. Well, congratulations. Way to go. And OMG with this thing.
OMG!
I don't know. Wow. Whatever you do, don't bring her to the wedding, okay?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, good times, guys.
So now I saw you on Twitter like, hey, Ranger Nation, I'm back. Ranger fans.
That's right.
What are you doing?
This, out of all the fan of the games, we interviewed this kid at the time, and he started a thing called Rangers.Nation. His mom came to me and said, hey, my son started Rangers.Nation. Can you talk to him or interview him, fan of the game? I go, yeah, that's great. So I tell the truck, I got a fan of the game, and I tell him about it. And it was either Tom or Kurt in my ear said, hey, you got to stump this guy. You know, ask him something in minor league baseball.
So he claims to be a Ranger fan.
Yeah.
Let's
well,
make
he
him
started
look
this
good. Yeah.
blog.
Right.
He should know everything about the Rangers. So, you know, I get in, I talk to him, then the question in, hey, who's coming up from the minors? Thinking, and he whiffs out a couple names, and I didn't even know what he was talking about. One of the guy, Omar or something. I forgot. He came up and played well for the Rangers. And I thought, I walked away, and Tom was in, this guy's going to be something someday. He knows he's going to be a general man. Well, he linked me 3 months ago and say, hey, Jim, this was a long time ago, but remember this. And I texted him back, or linked him back, and I said, I do remember this. And then I looked at the site, and he grew that thing to 125,000 avid Ranger fans. And I said, hey, give me a call. Give me a call when you can. And I gave him my number. He called me the next day. And I said, I've been looking at your site. I said, I like it. And he said, I reached out because we have great fan engagement. And they do. I checked it out thoroughly. And he said a lot of the fans have been asking me, where's Jim Knox? Can we get Jim Knox back? Can we get him with Ranger Nation? Can we all this? So he goes out. I'm reaching out, and I want to see, would it be possible? And I thought about it, and then he said, I'm going to post a couple old videos. So he posted the one where the guy, I'm surprised you don't have that one. That was the one that Dan Patrick and those guys, the guy that said he's going to be married at the ballpark tomorrow. And I said, how's it feeling? He says, it's going to be the worst day of my life. Yeah. And I remember he's from Tyler, Texas, my first job I started. And then after that, he got a lot of fan engagement from, everybody who's on his site. And then he posted another one. I forgot the other one he posted. It was something else that got
a
Korean something, probably. Anyway, it told me that, okay, yeah, I'll come back. Let's help your site out, and we can do whatever we want, right? We don't need to be in the park, although we can. We'll be outside. We'll be in, whatever. We'll do fan of the game. We'll continue to do what we started. And he was so excited. His listeners or viewers excited as well. So we'll have fun and do that. It's not every game, but we come out and we do fans just like this guy right here.
Oh, wow.
That's Terry from Tyler. The Donald Trump look, and his son who's playing hooky today. Landry. There we go.
So the Facebook page is Follow Rangers Nation. That's the easiest way to stay informed.
Instagram.
I'm old.
Rangers.nation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Facebook guy.
God, I don't know.
Nerd.
I don't know.
That's all right. Facebook.
So
Facebook.
You said you were going to do some stuff with us today, right?
Yeah.
Before we do it, let me just mention Bear Fight Whiskey.
Ooh.
Big sponsor of our show.
Okay. Drink a couple of those for that.
Are you a whiskey guy at all?
I'm a whiskey guy.
I am not, yet I loved Bear Fight Whiskey. It's kind of been our Saturday night. We'll go to bearfightwhiskey.com and check out a couple of the, what do you call it? You don't call it a recipe when it's like how to mix a certain drink.
Is it
tasting? Get a cocktail recipe.
What?
Cocktail recipe, you would call that? Okay. Well, then that's what they have at bearfightwhiskey.com.
Where's Bear Fight out of? Are they locally or?
No.
But they are on the internet.
Okay.
And you can order it. In fact, that's what we encourage, because apparently that's kind of how they track, like, hey, is this advertising working? Well, how many did they sell from the Dallas area at bearfightwhiskey.com? And they would say, oh, look. We ordered, so that helps us if you order it there. Now, if you go to Specs or something, that's going to be great for Bear Fight Whiskey.
You know what would be a great idea?
Bear Fight Whiskey's
would be, order Bear
Fight Whiskey.
Bear Fight Whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, go and order. Then get your little flask, right?
Go ahead.
Put in your shorts.
I love it.
Go right in the game.
Yeah, that works.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Why not?
Would that be a good idea?
It sounds like a great idea to me.
So Ranger fans out there, bearfightwhiskey.com.
Yeah, go. You know what? You need to get one of those flasks that looks like a pen or something. Like the.
That's just for weed, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's something we. Yeah. So that.
Get a flask that looks like a microphone.
Like a microphone.
It's like, what? I'm just
here to do the progressive.
Doing some Jim Knox.
The Grapevine golf cars fan of the game. It's changed.
Really?
Oh, so go to bearfightwhiskey.com.
Yeah,
bearfightwhiskey.com. A little
spicy.
I love it. Raise a glass to all the bold challenges that come your way. Order Bear Fight Whiskey now at bearfightwhiskey.com. I said that.
I'm heading that direction.
So our guy Marv over here is one of our listeners. We do a lot with him. He's a good dude. He says you were like his hero.
Marv?
Like
Which one? Oh, yeah, Marv. Okay, met him earlier, yes.
Should we bring Marv over?
Yeah, for sure.
Come
Yeah.
here. This is Marv,
It's funny
the Cosmic
because
Cowboy.
we joke sometimes, when you're a kid, it's like, who do you want to be? What's your aspiration for a role model professionally?
I wanted to be a play-by-play baseball announcer.
Yeah,
So
and
I was aiming high.
there was
high.
a brief time where I thought that I could play sports collegiately or professionally, but I thought the best I could do was maybe be a special teams gunner. So that was literally my dream as a kid. Is like I want to be on a kick coverage team at the college level. It wasn't that I wanted to play quarterback in the NFL. His dream was not to grow up and be Bob Costas. It was to be Jim Knox.
You said it pretty
Grab,
well.
which one do you want him to grab? The Wired?
Yeah, the Wired.
That's correct.
Yep.
So this is your opportunity. Have you guys been conversing at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we've been
Marv's
talking.
got. I think Marv's got the voice, and I think he's got the talent.
He's got some juice.
Yeah,
He's got a little Knox juice.
He's got to love the overseas fans.
Absolutely.
That's a must.
Yeah. Really big into anime as a youth, so I feel like that will translate.
Yes. Good. You gotta enjoy walking a lot, and then
I need to work
running.
on that.
And
Get
then
your steps.
And then every now and then a few cuss words in the ear, just to get you going.
Yeah, I work in manufacturing, so that comes
perfect.
natural.
Yeah. See.
Were you?
He's
It
got
is
it
a funny
easy.
question. Like when you were in high school, were you?
I wanted to be a coach.
You did. Okay, you
Yeah.
weren't like class clown necessarily.
No, not
Okay.
at all. I did everything right.
Okay.
Yeah, I waited till college for class clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense because of how well you control the moment. You know, control, like you're saying, you got 30 seconds, maybe 60, maybe 90 if you're lucky, and you got to strike gold within that short window of time. And watching you, the ability to make random strangers do what you want is it's a very cool talent to have.
It's a sick.
Appreciate that.
I don't sick trait.
I don't know. It started. You know, it probably started with football because we did a lot of crazy thing with college football. as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Running with the Buffalo was.
Oh yeah.
And couch jumping. And
Again,
all that.
keep setting the bar too high for
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
And then there's something out there like when I was crowd surfing. It was like you had to wear a suit. Back in the days, you had to wear like a suit still, and I was sweating like crazy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Your teeth are beautiful.
Real?
By the way, are they real?
They are real.
We don't believe that. Like,
We're 0 for 2. We asked the guy earlier.
Because
he's like,
we
why
want
would you ask
veneers.
me that?
I want veneers.
Yeah.
But we
I
think
do
it
have
would
a
be.
good dentist though that can do that.
I think it would be too shocking just to all of a sudden walk in and I've got veneers and I look like
Especially
Walt Goggins
since
or something.
the only way we're doing it is if we both do it at the same time.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
So-
but yours look like
They're real?
they have
Yeah.
had work. They're beautiful. You're a beautiful man. Jim
Appreciate
Knox.
that, Dan. Dan the man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry,
Marv.
Yeah. So, do we want to go out and try to?
Yeah. Why
Do
not?
we want to take
What do
like
you
a
have in
little
mind?
break?
I
What
don't
would you
know.
like to do, or just kind of grab
What do
a
you-
wireless and?
You want?
I don't see any
yeah.
Asians right here.
We can make some up.
You want to
She
just
looks
go
half
talk
Asian.
to some people? Do you want to break so I can just? We can. Let's just take a music break for a minute. All right. And
Music
then we're gonna
break.
walk around with Jim Knox and see what's going on. Are we good? Can you hear me, Jake?
I can hear you, Mr. Dan.
Okay. Well, I'm on the wireless now.
Okay.
Jim Knox is on the wireless of his own. Is that hooked up to our? I'm not hearing Jim Knox.
Yeah.
Let's see
Blake's,
if that
Blake's
can work.
twisted and tweaking. Where's the beer bong on the side of the bus? Remember that last year?
Here, we'll just technically do it on the fly.
Where'd Jim go? Oh, there he is.
Jim's right here.
Okay, yeah. Blake's such a wizard.
Jim Knox in the Fox box. It's just so lucky that his name rhymed with Fox.
I know.
That's right. Test 1, 2. There we go.
That's good for that.
When's the last
Let's
time
see
you-
if this one works.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Now we got it.
There we go.
Blake.
The great Jim
Blake.
Knox.
Is that Mike
Appreciate
Adams
it.
over there?
That is Mike.
Oh, there he
We got to
is.
go talk to him.
Okay, go see what's
He
up.
closed out he won a game in the World Series. Remember that, Dan?
I do.
Who did?
Mike Adams.
Ranger former
You think you
Ranger
can kick his ass? I bet you can kick his ass.
I'm
You want to go
just-
talk to him for a second?
Yeah, let's go talk.
Want to start with him?
Yeah, let's
Get that mic up near your.
Yeah,
near your
test,
mouth. There
1,
you
2.
go. Our stuff ain't as good as Fox 4's stuff. Yeah, we're on.
Yeah, we're on. Go for it.
Oh, we're live on
heck.
the internet.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Here he
Let's go.
goes.
Mike.
Once he knows he's on.
I know, he
he's
flipped.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, we got Mike Adams right here, former Ranger pitcher. Does anybody remember Mike Adams? I do. Yes. Great
Boo.
pitcher.
God.
2011. You win a World Series game, right?
Yes.
What was your best memory about that as far as what do you remember best about that game against St. Louis?
Just that we got the W. Just being able, that was my first ever World Series appearance, and just being able to get in there. I mean, I came in through 1 inning, got a win, so I didn't do all the heavy lifting. I just came in, did my job, and then the boys came in behind me and
so
got us
humble.
a run, and we got a W after that.
Hey, that was an
Ask
important
him what he
inning
thinks-
right there.
ask him what he thinks
now,
of
right now,
Brian
you're out
Schottenheimer.
tailgating before the Rangers home opener against the Red Sox. How about the spread? How about the bus right here, huh?
I tell you what, you haven't lived life on opening day unless you rode in the green bus.
The Green North Texas bus. All right, good deal. All right.
Ask him what he thinks about Schottenheimer.
What do you think about Schottenheimer?
We will see. I like his attitude.
Already hates it. He hates
the big
it.
thing is, what kind of roster is he going to be given? I mean, the head coach is just there to kind of give morale and keep all the guys together and make sure they're doing their jobs. The coordinator is going to be the big question. What do the coordinators do? As we've seen with Detroit and
Boy, this is the ultimate Cowboy fan cope.
The head coach, he just does a great job of keeping them great attitude, but the coordinators are the ones that are doing the heavy lifting, and if
this thing's
all
all
of our
about Clayton
coordinators
Adams.
are doing their job, and hopefully they put us in a good position to win.
I feel like that's a politically correct answer. You hate the hire.
It's boring.
Brian Schottenheimer is no Dan Campbell. I'm upset with your comments right here.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
You're out.
Shotty's been in the league, or he's been in the game a long time.
All right, let's make a bet right here, me and you, because it's going to be horrible. It's going to be a train wreck this year. What are we going to do next year at this time?
This year is going to be a train wreck.
Oh,
because
yeah, we got to have
roster.
What's the bet? What's the bet?
Well, I don't know. He was trying to tell me how great Brian Schottenheimer was, and I just want to challenge Mike Adams. I think he's being politically correct here.
No.
All right, let me just check. Do you think?
Here we go.
When it comes to the Cowboys, there is no politically correct for me. I'll tell you straight up how it is. I'm a season ticket holder. I've been wasting my damn money for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones needs to kind of hand over the damn reins to a real football person, and we need to get a new quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. So
They need
let
to
me
get a
just
J- they
check
need a
if you're
JD.
always. Oh, we need a new quarterback.
We need a new fucking quarterback.
Oh.
What about trading him to the Browns? You heard about that?
For who? Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. For Deshaun Watson, would you like that? No.
That's not an even trade.
One, it's not going to happen. Two, if it did happen, we'd be in cap hell for the next 3 years anyway. So it doesn't make sense.
Boy, Jake loves Dak Prescott. You're making him mad. That guy over there loves Dak.
I was a big Dak supporter.
How's that?
The window's passed. The window's passed.
Did you like the Luka trade?
No.
You don't have to comment on that. All right. Thanks, Mike Adams.
Mike Adams in
All
the
right.
house. A good spread, too.
Mike Adams, everybody.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike.
All right, do we have any people
What are we
from
gonna do?
overseas here?
I
What do we
think you
got?
gotta get this closer just because
Oh, there we
can't
go.
hear you. All right, we're gonna go hunting now.
Hunting.
Hey, make Jim climb the bus.
Hey, wait, do you want to go on this side where the music is not blaring?
Yeah, that's probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
Although that's where the bitches are.
Hell yeah, man.
Where are you girls from?
Oh, Jim
We're
Knox.
from Benbrook.
Likes girls.
Oh, Fort Worth.
Okay.
We were a fan of the game 10 years ago with you. Yes.
For what?
What game was that? Do you recall?
It was against the A's.
And what was the story behind the story of fan of the game?
We had a big family.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
I have 3 girls. She was 4 years old at that time. She's
4
14
years old.
now.
Look at
She
this.
has 2
So,
sisters that are 14.
Where's the camera?
Why did
gosh,
you choose
look
them
at
as
that.
fans of the game?
I think big family.
We saw 3 little
Because-
girls all dressed the same.
Yeah,
Our son
that'll
that
do it.
was 1,
Is this her?
and that's her right there. This one. And then
See,
that's
I
the
would not
1-year-old
call
son.
her
I would not call that a boy name. I mean, you can clearly
Right.
see that's a girl.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one.
So there was no Asians around. There was no old people. It was
It's
just
a slow night. It was not Asian night.
Nobody from Normandy.
Now, how did that change your life when Jim Knox awarded you fan of the game?
We got a really cool T-shirt.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, like, just.
Oh, he's got it on right now. Damn, look at this. Progressive fan of the
I guess
game.
I just mean, like, at work the next day, all that kind of stuff. How did that affect you? The neighborhood? Did anybody know?
The secretary at work liked it a lot.
Okay.
Me
okay,
on
yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Did your cell phone blow up?
I have a new spray tan on my phone. I'll say that.
Okay, good.
This guy knows the bids.
All right.
Progressive fan of the game, right?
Progressive fan of the game.
Herbert. What's that?
Herbert.
Herbert family from Fort Worth. All right.
You want him to go up there, Blake? That's what you said?
Good seeing you.
Happy you're back.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You want
very
Jim
much.
Knox up on
And
top of
you're
the-
grown up. That's great. What great.
Okay, get him up there.
Jim, you want to go up there?
Awesome.
Want to go
On the
up?
bus? Yeah, let's go the bus. Let's go.
Has he, didn't you send me a video where he jumped off the bus?
He totally jumped off the bus.
Should we recreate that today?
Yeah, that's what I told him we should do. We've got a few larger guys here. I'm pretty fit. I think we can catch him.
Okay, so he'll jump off and just let you catch him.
Yeah, let's.
All right. Here we are.
Jim Knox went on top of the bang bus.
And here's the guy that orchestrated the whole deal, Jason. Jason, this is how many straight years opening day?
What did we decide, 19 years? At least 19.
Man, 19 straight years. Can you believe that?
It's ridiculous. We actually have disposable income to do something like this now.
Give me, out of 19 years, what
scoreboarding
was
everyone
your
else
best
out there.
opening day memory?
Paycheck to
Well,
paycheck, Blake.
I think it was when we played Cleveland and it was 35 degrees with a wind. We were bundled up underneath and it was like not even fun, but it was actually the fun part of being at opening day. So anyway.
So you got about, what, 80 people here? 90?
80 people going in. There's probably 100 plus here.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Okay, who else we have up here?
Are there
Where's
any
the
of
New
them
York
Asian?
guy?
Oh,
You
hey.
got any Asians?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get New York.
Where's the New York guy?
Got any tail up there? So, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Letty
question?
says he is challenging you to jump off of the bus, and that
I
he'll
did this
get a
bus.
couple guys catch you.
I did
Would
this.
you do that?
Oh, man.
Is that the old Jim Knox?
Yeah, I can still do
Do
that.
you think you have it in you? Does Jim Knox have the guts?
I think I can.
Jump off of the bus.
But where's the chair?
Here, live on the World Wide Web.
Do we have any?
We'll get you there. So this guy flew in.
This is
from
brought to you by
Oregon.
Fairly.
All right, so we've got a couple of guys
Fairly's
here.
New York,
okay.
Wire Will is
okay.
one of them.
Where they have staff.
Jim Knox is going to what?
Doesn't look like
Hold
Jim
on,
Knox.
I got somebody up here telling me something. What was that?
I was going to say, this doesn't look like the most stable chair, but then I changed my mind. I think it's going to be fine.
So wait, what are we doing
I don't
here?
know. That doesn't look too stable, Dan.
No.
I mean, really, I don't even think I could fit in that thing.
You need a bigger chair?
Do we have?
So what is the bid? He's going to jump into a chair?
You need a better chair.
What is happening? You guys see that video of that lady that got naked at
I don't know.
the
We should
airport?
plan these things.
Yeah, she was kind of hot.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
there's-
We're looking for
okay.
a big, stable
Now
chair.
that's a little better. Now we got to move. We got to move the benches and the tables.
Hey, was
He's
she
really
one
going
of
to
the
jump off
ice
the bus.
queens?
No. No, but she
And,
probably remember them though.
let's
no,
see.
they were older than, or younger than me though. So maybe.
So
not.
Jim Knox.
But dude,
Okay.
she knows.
Here we go.
When we talk about the, it
Think
just
it's a
nicked
bad
us.
idea? Okay, do you think? Okay. Let me get over here. All right.
Jim Knox about to jump
All right, Jason.
off of the bang bus.
Why are y'all making him do this?
Into
Caught
a
on the
chair.
wire. All right, guys, you think you can?
He might
really?
get hurt.
He
What do you
really
think?
might.
Huh?
He doesn't
A
look
little
mad.
further out. I don't want to go back to the. Oh, thanks. Don't have it in. All right, here we go. All right, let me just say this.
Good luck,
Look, I can
Jim.
only see his feet.
Good luck, Jim.
If I have a perfect landing, that means the Rangers are going to have almost a perfect season.
All right.
If I don't, it's going to be a train wreck today. Okay?
I don't know, dude.
All right.
This is like
Here
a
we go.
groundhog.
I don't know.
Ready?
Countdown.
Let's do this. Yeah! Yeah! Hey! There we go. Yeah!
So Letty and Will didn't really catch him. They just kind of tumped him over.
Oh, yeah. Good.
God, he's the best.
Wow.
His hair's all crazy.
That's nothing. That jump was nothing. I could have made that.
I'm here from now. You're the post-game interview. I'm here with Jim Knox.
Yeah.
He's our star. He's our player of the game here with Jim Knox. Jim, how do you feel?
I feel good, especially when they brought that second chair. The first chair would have been a disaster. Too small.
But it looks like that was like you actually said yes so quickly.
Because I don't think it was that far of a jump.
Not
I've
to
done
you.
a lot farther.
Not to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought your head was going to snap back and hit that, and then we're going to...
That happened in Kansas State, but the reason why is because the kids who were holding the cats, they were drinking too much beer. We had too much dead time, and then when it's time to go live, then boom, it was a disaster. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you for your service to the Rangers Nation.
Hey, Jim Knox, everybody.
Dan and Jake, good podcast, good whiskey.
Cut that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
All right. Thanks, Jim Knox. Everybody,
Hey.
Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, guys. Now we get back to work.
Good work, Jim.
Rangers Nation. Letty,
Whoa.
All right, guys, thanks.
wrap up.
Thanks, man.
All right, appreciate it. Let me get this. Thank you,
Dan, you there?
Fire me up.
I think I have tickets next to Jim Knox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're going to go to the game with Jim
I
Knox?
think that's the reports I'm hearing.
Dude, he so quickly agreed to jump off of that bus. I would absolutely not.
See you, bud. 1 sec.
Like, I would not do that.
No, I mean, you look at the view from here. Sit down real quick. All Blake and I could see were his feet.
Oh, my God.
From here, you just see the feet, like, kind of trembling right there, and you're thinking, there's no way.
He's insane. And joining us now for closing remarks,
Maybe.
brought to us by Frankel and Frankel, is going to be Letty.
All three.
Frankel and
There it
Frankel, though,
is.
you know what?
Yeah, Jim Knox
I
might
swear
have
to
needed
God,
that.
Frankel might have been attacking us.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Letty
Yes, sir.
could have been in trouble.
Right?
yeah.
No, but I mean, we're the ones that implored him. It was on tape and everything. It's on the web.
In court, I think we were
trouble.
okay.
So yeah, Jim Knox. Our advice to him, sadly, would have been,
Yeah.
you know what I would have told Jim Knox? He would have been like, "Oh, what's that Frankel number?" I'd be like, "I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think that they're still in business." Because I would not want Frankel and Frankel to come after us
Penniless.
with Jim
We would be
Knox's
penniless.
with Jim Knox's personal injury suit. Because that's their whole bit.
Yes.
Personal injury attorneys. Did you know that, Letty?
I did.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
threes.
All three.
You'll
all
talk,
threes.
you'll
That's their
talk
phone
to an
number.
actual partner.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you know the copy points for
I
Frankel
listen.
and Frankel.
I listen. I'm
So
a
if
big
you get in
fan.
an accident,
yeah,
bad bit, right?
it is a bad
Or
bit.
is
Immediately
it the
call
best day
Frankel
of your
and Frankel.
life? Because Frankel's going to
Yeah.
get you a big windfall.
I would say just limp away. At least pretend.
Okay,
or-
yeah, that's probably a.
I was just going to
No,
say,
like-
how close were you to being called by the Frankels to
Pretty close.
throughout your life? Do you feel like
several
that's
different
not?
times?
yeah.
Several different times.
Yeah, you seem like a guy that would.
He has offensive guard energy.
He's right.
He doesn't have
Part of the reason
a.
I quit football is because they kept sticking me on my O line.
He doesn't have a cautious energy. Like,
No.
oh, I'm not sure. Should
No.
we?
Yeah.
Maybe we should think this out first.
Oh.
No.
This is move fast, break things.
So thank you guys for coming. I want to bring up that our core during 2023, we won the World Series. We had a hashtag going, Rangers Sweepstakes.
Okay.
So anytime there's a Rangers sweep, the WAGs have to accommodate.
listen to these guys.
Yeah, so we need to make sure we
that will
slacked
make
off.
you pay attention to the Rangers.
Oh my God.
We slacked off last year, but that's an understood agreement.
I don't know. It's very funny, but it's also super funny to imagine your wife like trembling in the ninth inning.
No, yeah. They were
And she was
pissed.
just like,
There's no doubt. There's no doubt they would come home and be like, did they win today?
Where did they get Kirby Yates? Who the is this guy?
Yeah. Who is this guy closing out games? So, but anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for coming. I hope we brought a lot to the table again.
Man.
Did you guys know that Kevin Pillar was still in baseball?
That was a huge shock to me.
Jake, you're supposed to be a baseball guy this year.
Well, I learned it when learning about baseball. Kevin Pillar, Dan, is on the opening day roster.
Dan's wearing the bus shirt. I appreciate that.
I'll wear.
Well, I appreciate you giving me this bus shirt because it turns out wearing a long sleeve black shirt was not a really good play on this day.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
So I
probably about 80 degrees
I
out
hope you
here.
guys are good for next year. I feel like we're doing a lot here. So
if you'll have us again, we will be here for sure.
Next year we got to get Knox in the pond.
Yeah, this is a show of the people at this point, right?
100%.
Yeah. We're not big radio. We're not in it for the money. We're in for the glory.
Yeah. Well, this is a good time.
Well, thanks, bruv.
Yeah, love you guys.
Let's party.
Happy opening day. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Let's do it. Let's party. Yeah.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.